Not to be confused with I don't touch myself. I don't touch myself tonight is what I said, guys. Ha! You see what I did there? No, it's weird. It's weird. It's fucking weird. Hey, what's up, guys? Any interesting shit happen between Monday and today? I noticed that some people have reacted to my Parry debate. Before I bring Falcon in, I just want to just go over this real quick. Someone sent me Moreau reacting to my video, and I think he didn't like engage with any of the points I made at all. He just called me retarded the whole time, which, you know, I've done an interview with Moreau. In that, you know, a guy like Moreau shouldn't like me. That's like the whole point of my internet career, is like being the non-edgelord. Like edgelords are like they're a dime a dozen on the internet. They're a dime a dozen. You know what we need more of on the internet? We need some more edgy people, folks. We need some more edgy people. Bring back edginess to the internet. No, it's fine. I just think that you know, I don't think that just because you're on the internet, you need to be a total fucking degenerate. And that's my position. If that makes me a little weird, I guess that makes me a little weird. And you know, if I went back and I listened to the debate, because that was like the first time I ever did like a one-on-one debate with anybody on the internet, other than like it wasn't like an interview. And I think the part where maybe I came off a little rough was that I was like too like uppity, maybe like too trying to be too much of like a good guy. But other than that, like, you know, I thought I made my points pretty clear. If you don't understand them, I don't know what to tell you. But I was just listening. I was like listening to a couple things that he was saying, and I think that he was just engaging in complete bad faith. Apparently, he's friends with Parry, so I think that he's just like guys like him and Parry, like they all like, you know, just cause mass chaos online just for views, and that's fine. That's their style. But that's not what I do, not how I am, not what I'm about. And you know what's funny? He's like, we got to the part where I think we talk about, like, I told Parry that I did drugs for a long time, and then Moreau act all shocked as though he hadn't been on my stream before, where I told him that I was like in recovery. I'm pretty sure I told him during that stream that I was like an ex-drug addict or something. But yeah, no. And he's like, why would you say this? And I'm like, well, because I have, you know, I have some knowledge about what it's like being an addict, you know, kind of to prove that I have like some experience when it comes to, you know, fucking trying to make your life work while you're in addiction. And that was the whole point of, like the thing back and forth between me and Parry. It was that Parry was saying that Brandon was a drug addict, saying it's impossible for him to be able to do, like his videos the way that he does if he was in active addiction. And that was my defense. I think that I'd made my points pretty damn clear. But again, you know, there's going to be people out there who just don't like what I say. And, you know, whether that or not is a connection to whether him knowing Parry personally, or he just doesn't like the fact that, like, I try to be mature in the way that I do things, that's totally cool with them. I mean, he's absolutely entitled to his opinion. At the end of the day, it's content. It's my first time ever debating one-on-one against someone. And Parry, I think, he debates all the fucking time. So the fact that I was able to push him to the point where he left, I think that's kind of a win. So I used to judge debate, and by debate rules, EG did well until he let Parry pull him off topic. Parry actually got points until he started acting like a child. I think that that's another thing too. Yeah, I did let Parry like pull me off topic a lot, and I think that fucked me up. You know, but again, I'm not a debate bro. I don't debate. I wasn't on debate team. Right? I'm not Aiden Projects. I'm not any of these guys that do like all these debate things. I come on here, I go, what makes sense to me? And then I tell y'all what I think makes sense to me. If that makes me retarded in your book, I don't know what to tell you, I guess. You know, I think that I approach things from a very logical standpoint, and, you know, I wouldn't expect people who pride themselves on being a degenerate online to appreciate my takes. But that's why I, you know, don't do that. I mean, his whole chat was like trolling him the whole time. That doesn't seem fun to me. Like, yeah, we have some playful banter back and forth, me and the chat, right? You guys will joke about the bottom stuff, but like nobody's serious about that. And that's about as far as it goes. His chat's like calling him retarded half the time, and he like crashes out. But that's Moreau's content. That's how he rolls. I'm not really shocked. You know, I've kind of started like straying away from the drama, and then I come back to it every once in a while because, like, you know, it's fun to cover interesting topics that appeal to me. But I don't just cover I don't cover drama. Like, you won't see me covering like the latest art fallout or whatever. It just doesn't make sense to me. For internet debate standards, e.g. Oh, thank you, Ruggiera. I appreciate that. But, you know, again, I'm not a debate bro. It's not going to be something you're going to see happen all the time on this channel. I made a video where I thought that where the heart of the video was that I think Brandon had a right to defend himself, and Parry challenged me to a debate. Well, first it started off with Ricky challenging me. Then Parry challenged me. And I'm not one to back down from an argument. I think that where I was coming from was right. I think that Parry was just able to, you know, use his experience in debating and pull me in a bunch of random different directions that had absolutely really nothing to do with my video at all. He was just basically saying that Brandon was scamming people, which obviously he wasn't, right? He released medical documents. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't really care, though. You know, like, you're not going to see me react to Moreau's response to me or anything like that. I think it's kind of silly. I think that, you know, I want guys like him to dislike me online because I don't feel, again, I just don't feel like you have to be a fucking degenerate on the internet because you're on the internet. Like, I'm not, like, the whole point of this channel is that I touch grass and then I'm not like internet brained, right? That's why we got Phallic here. Hi, Phallic. Are you still there? Wait, wait. I didn't unmute myself in the Discord yet. Hang on, let me do that real quick. But the whole point of me, like doing this channel is so that I could have like takes that normal people in the real world can look at and go, yeah, it makes sense. Not the people who are spending every waking second online. This isn't a channel for them. This isn't a channel for them. What's up, Fally? How you doing? Oh, is she there? But she might have walked away. She might be doing baby mama stuff. The entire thing was idiocracy. Yeah, it's all idiocracy. I mean, that's what a lot of these people do online is it's just like, I want to, you know, the one thing I said we could always use more of on the internet is more edgelords. There's not enough of them. There's not enough people out there just completely being bad faith in reactions or just, I mean, he's like, what, Moreau's like, what, 22 or something like that? So he's still young, right? Running behind today, be there, like, okay, no problems. But, like, I don't know. I just think it was kind of silly, the whole thing. And I will agree that I probably didn't do a great job of staying on topic or holding Parry to task for, like, what the actual debate was. Like, the whole point of the debate is that he wanted to challenge me and the things I said in my video, right? But that's not what the debate was at all. The debate wasn't even close to that. The debate was him saying Brandon, you know, had to show his medical records. But again, I still don't think that Brandon owed anybody his medical records or anything like that. It's all stupid shit. The guy, I mean, let's be honest. Parry's been nipping at the heels. Like, he's a troll. That's what he does. He trolls people. I'm not gonna, I'm a snake. I'm a slithery snake. Slithering through your guide and gonna catch a mouse. That's what Parry does. So, but again, like, I think it's pathetic behavior. I personally think it's pathetic behavior. It's one thing, like, and he was trying to say that, like, I cover, like, drama, and I do too, but I approach it from, like, a perspective where I'm like, all right, what's happening here? Who's right? Who's wrong? Why? I don't just come in and go, this is retarded. Just what? God. I mean, he tried getting sloppy seconds from Jake Weddle's girl, so that's kind of silly. That's weird, right? Like, she was a pretty girl, but I mean, like, I don't know. It's still, like, I don't know. He wanted Jake Weddle's girlfriend. He tried to manipulate her. Everything is games. That's all this internet shit is games, right? You can't take it personally. You did better than you usually did, I think. Much fewer squirrels. Yeah, I will agree. My ADHD is, like, pretty nuts. There was not 800 people. Those were just bots. You can tell by how fast the chat is moving. Oh, what? In Moreau stream or whose stream? But I don't know. I felt like the fact that he had to resort to childish takes and start doing bits and stuff is kind of how you know that he kind of just gave up on the whole thing. So I mean, he knows the whole point of me doing it was to prove that he was a piece of shit. I think I did that without a doubt, right? I mean, he even admitted himself he was being a piece of shit by going after Brandon's kids, telling his wife that she'd do OnlyFans. But I'm not shocked that Moreau is like disappointed in me because he like spends half his time trying to get girls to like show their boobs and stuff. It's just I don't know. Like just go get fucking laid like the rest of us. Why you got to get these girls on the internet who like to show their boobs? It makes no sense to me. Oh no, during your debate. Oh, I didn't even, the chat was moving a lot faster, but I just figured that was because there was a lot of crossover between like the two things. But you know more about this shit than I do, Blue Jay. So I don't know. But I couldn't read the chat and listen to what Parry was saying. He talks so fast. He's hard to understand. He's from Malta. So that's a downer. But you know what? That's not his I guess that's not his decision. How does someone know from Malta get involved in doing drama about like majority English and American YouTubers? That's really where the majority of like the drama sphere is and the commentary community is. You were being I was being viewbotted. Why would they? I guess I mean I'm sure that they were trying to take me down or do something to me. But luckily, I don't know. I think it would take more than that for YouTube to take me down. Not enough for 8. Wait, it said at one point there was 800 people watching. So someone tried to viewbot me, I guess, but I don't know. It didn't work. I didn't get like in trouble or nothing. I've already talked to YouTube before and told them, listen, if there's an out of character thing, it's not me. I mean, I'm happy to prove anyway within a reasonable doubt that I've never bought a single view. I've never bought. I mean, it only says that the live has like 200 people, so maybe YouTube saw that and did something about it. I don't know, but there's 200 views on the debate. And I feel like if there's 800 people in there, that'd be strange. I never saw 800 people. I feel like that would have came up on the stream elements or something, or what is it? Restream or something like that. Apparently, there's this rule you don't tell Parry about your family or something because he'll use it against you. Which go for it. My family is like very good people. There's nothing you could find out about them that would hurt their feelings. They're pretty good. I mean, what are you gonna do? Dig up shit about like where my brother goes camping or something? I don't know. It makes no sense. There's a difference between getting views after the stream is done and people actively watching it now. Right now it says 7 people are watching. I have 9, but I do notice there's a discrepancy between what I see on YouTube and what I see on Restream. So who knows? It could have been 600. Yeah, I don't know. You never know who's like watching or stream sniping from their own perspective, but I haven't. Most people tend to share things with me when someone mentions me in one way or another. Who knows? I mean, 600 would be nice, though. 600 would be nice. We'll get there one day. All right, Fally. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you. I'm here.
All right, so what first opinions? I'm assuming you watched. Yeah, you watched the debate.
Well, would you look at that?
hang
Someone's
on.
guilty of being a total badass. Chick Nugs
Daniel's
approves
Crew!
this message.
At the Daniels Crew super chatted $10. Not sure what's going on in Super Late.
I was just talking about that debate that I was in and the blowback, the one person blowback from that debate. I also see there's the rounds going of me asking Parry if he's a pedo, and I just want to be very clear, since I try to be honest about everything. That clip is kind of taken out of context. I'm not here to defend Parry, but we at that point we were going back and forth attacking each other, like just taking shots at each other. And he did stutter when I asked him if he was a pedo, but that's all. He asked me if I was a pedo like 19 times before that. Actually, flat out just accusing me, because that's all those guys have. Everybody's a pedo. Everybody's a nonce. Everybody's an idiot. Everybody's a sip. Everybody's. See, that's why I don't want to be like known as like that sad fucking edgelord style of content. I think it's sad. Like, I don't know. Why would you ever want a chat full of people who are professional haters? I don't know. It seems like the worst. It seems like worse than fucking hell to me to have a chat full of people that just like hate everything and everyone. I'd rather have 10 awesome people who are just happy to come out and talk logically and have a good time than have a bunch of people who are going to sit here and like act like idiots or children for like 24 hours. But go ahead, Falak. What was your take on the debate?
I just thought it was really kind of sad. Like from Perry's perspective. I think like him and his chat are kind of troubled a little bit.
I would say
Does
so.
that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Like they just don't like people who have any
would you
kind
look
of
at that?
differencing opinion
Someone's
of
guilty
them.
of being a total
Daniel
badass.
Screw.
Chick Nugs approves this message.
Also, pull up that stream
At
in
the
your
Daniels Crew
Discord,
super chatted
Val. Tell me if you can hear
$5.
now.
I totally dislike that guy and the
Yeah, I
stupid
have the
neo
I'm
kid who
watching
lives
the
in his
stream on Discord.
parents' basement.
I can hear.
You can hear it now?
Yeah.
You heard that super chat?
Oh no, I didn't hear the notification. I can hear you.
Oh, damn. I thought I fixed it because I thought it was the hang on, let me try something here. I want to get this fixed because then you could you'll know when super chats are coming through and all this other shit. So you know why like I randomly and quiet like when those come on. But thank you, Daniel's Crew. Hang on, I'm gonna read it in a second. Yeah, why does it keep saying so? It's the wrong audio device. Firstly, that is the problem. I don't know if you can. I mean, you're gonna hear me, but you won't hear until someone like puts a super chat or I play a video or something. It's a place I know well, not worth being around or talking about. Yeah, and I know that all those people are gonna dislike me, but you know, that's because I don't have to resort to being a degenerate to like have a good time, you know? And I actually genuinely like people. For the most part, I like people. That's why usually when you see me make a video on a bigger creator, I'm typically either defending them or I'm calling them out. I typically defend. If you think about it, I've defended more bigger creators than I have attacked creators. Because I think a lot of times it's just really unfair the way that some people are treated just because they're successful.
Like they're like
would
they
you look
want to
at that?
become
Someone's
punching bags
guilty
just
of
for
being
whatever
total
random opinion somebody
badass.
has
Chick
online.
Nugs approves this message.
Did you hear that?
At the Daniels Crew super chatted $5. I'll just say it again. I hate that stupid guy and the neo kid who's an even bigger idiot who lives in his parents' basement.
Well, Neo came on at the end and said he thought I won. I don't know whether or not he was trolling me or if he was genuinely serious or not. But either way, you know, he seemed like I thought I made a lot of sense, but I'm also me, so of course I think I make a lot of sense. It's my opinion. But you know, it's whatever. I don't think I'm racist, but apparently they do. I mean, that's how you know I'm edgy, right? I'm racist. Everybody says I'm racist. That's how you know I gotta be edgy. You don't get called racist unless you edgy, right, Falak?
Yeah, it's just comedy, really.
Yeah. It's all silly. This is just a listen. One thing you have to understand, and like this is why like I don't understand how people get so like angry online or like get so butthurt. Is this is all a big frigging game? That's all this is, right? It's a big game that people play, and you only can get canceled if you cancel yourself. You can only get canceled if you cancel yourself. So, like, there's no way that I would ever like. I'm happy if someone like Moreau, doesn't like what I have to say because he's not supposed to. He's not supposed to like what I have to say, because like I stand for everything that he hates, and that's like somebody who has morals, you know, believes in like being a decent human being. People are supposed to hate me for that.
Well, would you look at that? Someone's guilty of being a total badass.
Damn,
Chick Nugs
coming in
approves
hot.
This message.
At the Daniels Crew super chatted $5. If he was trolling, he's an idiot. If not, then he'll take that back. But he still lives in his parents' basement.
Well, I do think he's younger, so that's fair, Daniel.
Hell yeah, this party just keeps
Thank
getting
you.
better. The more the merrier.
Timey, thank you.
Timey Wimey gifted at IRZ a membership.
I don't know who IRZ Core is, but thank you for gifting them a membership, Timey. Very sweet of you. I love my audience. I don't need to be the biggest. I like the people that we have here. You're all good, decent human beings, and that's what I like. That's who I prefer to be around. This is why I have a lot in common with like what Nerd went through, because you get mixed in with these edgelord channels, and then all of a sudden, the people that you've cultivated through logic and like just being a decent human being end up like you attract like the fucking worst people on the internet, and we're not trying to do that here. We're not trying. I don't think you necessarily have to do that either. Like if you could just sit here and be like funny, but what they find funny is calling everybody retarded.
Hell yeah,
and
this
thinking you're
party
better
just
than
keeps
everybody.
getting better. The
As
more the
where-
merrier.
The
Damn, Daniel's crew's
gifted
going
a
hard
Curly
tonight.
Truth's watermelon a membership.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Daniel's crew. Daniel's crew always matches everybody's donations because she's like the goat. So thank you guys. But what's your opinion, Phallic? Why do you think like these people online feel the need to become like these edgelord-esque type people? Oh, she got
I think
up.
it-
Nope. Okay.
Nope, I'm here.
All right.
Just had to take a bite. I think it has a lot to do with like exactly what they tried to set up for you is they're used to kind of being in their own little weird echo chamber that can go positive or negative at any moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
And Parry is not good at debates or lining up his thoughts in sort of a structured way. And I think he's used to doing debates with people that he feels superior to. And so, which is why he felt like he had enough audacity to go after Brandon.
Makes sense. Yeah, he does have a very high opinion of himself, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, you would think, right, that that someone like Brandon knows what the fuck he's doing because he's very, very successful online. But someone like Parry, who literally just throws shit into a fan to see what kind of spray comes off of it, knows more? I don't know. I don't know. To normal people who think like logically or people who think like rationally, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Who do you think is more in the know about what's going on in their life? Brandon Buckingham, over a million subscribers, very popular, integrates with has very compelling content, literally goes into like these areas that most people probably wouldn't go into to do videos. He's well liked by all the people that he does these videos with. Or
And he's very transparent.
or the guy from fucking Malta who watches Lolly in his free time.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a flip of a coin. Flip of a coin. Who do you think's going to be more knowledgeable, and who you think is probably in the right for most things? And I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the edgelord thing. It basically annoys me. It's the whole reason I kind of started pulling away from drama in the first place, is because that's like everywhere you turn is like another Queeman. You know, and it's like, oh yeah, this guy's retarded. Like that all. Why is he retarded though? Why is he retarded? Like if you go to watch the Moreau stream, he just calls me retarded the whole time and doesn't say why. He just says, I don't know why he would say that. See, that tells me someone who doesn't have anything to argue with. It's just someone who's just angry at the world, and I feel bad for him. As Brandon said, I'll pray. Go ahead, Fal.
He uses the internet to sort of validate himself, and that's not like healthy in any way, shape, or form.
I'm better than you because I'm not afraid to say what everyone else is afraid of. Well, that's because they're not dumb enough to say the dumb shit you do, I think is really where it comes down to, you know. And again, I've had plenty of interesting conversations with Moreau. You know, I just, it's the whole reason why I prefer to be independent, is because I don't want to have to put myself in these situations where I don't want to be honest about the way someone acts because, you know, they did an interview with me one time. But I don't like Brandon B totally, but Parry was a big nothing burger, just picking on someone because he saw it work for someone else. That's exactly all it is. And that's why I called him out. I said, you only did it because you got views. Let's be realistic. You know?
Yeah.
And then he would go into, but Brandon's scanning his audience. He's got plenty. Okay. And I called that out before we ever even debated that was the only thing that they were going to go with. And what's the one thing that they could not let go of, Phallic?
That Brandon Buckingham should have enough money to pay for his hospital bills because he's so rich and a YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
When I did when I did the debate with him on Saturday, that was the topic that came up. And I just really tried to break it down, like how expensive private healthcare can be just for average people, who have small businesses, which arguably at Brandon's level, his YouTube is a small business at that point. So I don't know. I think he just completely doesn't understand what the real world cost of doing something like that. He's probably still on his parents' health insurance.
Yeah, he's over 26 now. He's almost 30, right? Yeah, I think you're allowed to be on your parents till you're 26 and you got to get your own. But I mean, we could go into whether or not he could afford health insurance or not for his family, which I do think he probably could have, if we're going to be fair, right? But he was also young enough that I don't think he expected to have organ failure right then and there. But at least hopefully now he went and got it for him and his family and his kids and stuff in case something like that ever happens again. And again, the way that I would have, the way that they all treated it was like, this is like the 4th time Brandon's done this. Like, no, it was the very first time he's ever done anything like that. I think at least in that fucking point, you give him a little bit of fucking grace and a little bit of empathy, right?
It's not every year you almost die,
Yeah, and Parry's saying the whole time, right, that empathy is the iDubbbz is right in what he's doing because he's got empathy for all the people struggling. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that they didn't like him because of what they perceive Brandon's politics to be, which I don't think you can be friends with people. Yeah. I'm friends with people on the right and the left, right? I don't hate someone just because of their politics. I think that's like the dumbest thing you could do, right? And who's more edgy? The guy that comes out and says that, I don't know. Actually, no, we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get off of that. No politics. No political poo today. Anyway, I just wanted to address that because I know that it's starting to make its rounds. And I'm sure that some people, I don't imagine that even if the entire internet came down on me that y'all would leave. I just don't feel like that's the kind of relationship we have as a chat. I think that we're all in this together at this point. So I don't think I'd lose anything. If anything, we might get a couple people who probably would be like, yeah, I actually kind of need the non-edgelord for 5 minutes of my life because daddy didn't love me or something like that. You're friends with me, I'm in the middle. Yeah, and that's I think most of us fall in the middle. I feel like most of us fall in the middle. And I know I'm not stupid regardless of what people tell you online. I know that if I were to come in here and just absolutely rage out all day every day, that I'd probably get more people in here. But guess what? I don't want to do that. That's not me. That's not fun. I don't want to come on here and get angry and make y'all angry every single day. That's Phallic's job with Hot Topics. Right? He goes and finds stuff that's going to piss y'all off, and then we watch something silly. Speaking of Hot Topics, you got some Hot Topic stuff for us tonight? Uh-oh. We have to get a little cue in here or something that I can have where Phallic will tell me when she's walking away. Because I feel like every time she walks away, I ask her a question.
Do.
But while she's here, I ramble.
Yeah, well then, and then I don't want to interrupt and be like, oh wait, just a second, I'm gonna go do something with Jet, which he wanted applesauce. So, sorry about that.
It's all right. I also think that they had a weird obsession with trying to say that we're in love, which I think is pretty funny. It's like you cannot. Yeah. And I think that says a lot about the way that they view women, though, too. Is that you cannot be friends with a girl unless you're slamming her.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. And I think that's pretty silly, and it shows lack of maturity, honestly. E.g., I was raging during the debate with the idiots. I know you are, Daniel's crew. I know you are. We need Chick Nooks for president. That's all I know. Well, he comes. It's summer. I mean, it's too cold up here in the north for Chick right now. He would never come up here during this time of year. He only comes up during the summer. Because then it's warm up here and it's warm down there. He likes his boats. What can I say? You can't get that guy off the boat. That's why he's always got the Bahama shirt on, and some people would call it the Proud Boy shirt, which I don't really understand how that got hijacked. I thought Hawaiian shirts were just supposed to be fun, but apparently they're not. You know what right wing and left wing have in common? They both fly in circles. That's true. That's true. I want to be able to make fun of Trump one day and then make fun of Biden the next, or Kamala the next, or Kamala the next. Like, I don't want to ever have to pin myself into a corner where I can't say what I truly feel because I'm going to piss off half of the audience. I think who does it the best? Charlie. Charlie does.
Oh yeah, Charlie's pretty good.
Charlie does it the fucking best. I love that man. And if I could be like anybody online, I'd be like Charlie, who just has great one-liners. He's very laid back. This is the whole reason he left and he doesn't do debates anymore. He got into the debate with Sneeko, and he said one thing in support of like trans people, and like people lost their friggin' minds. Now he doesn't do debates anymore. It makes sense. It makes absolute sense. I never signed up to be debate, bro, right? But if you're going to challenge me, I'm man enough to be like, yeah, come, what you got, And I think that's all it comes down to. I'll do more debates in the future if people challenge my opinions, but I just have to, I'm not well-versed in debating. I'm not here to do a gotcha bro moment, right? I'm just here to be like, this is what I think. If you don't like it, then I don't know what to tell you. But I think that most of the time I'm coming from a place where most people feel is like accurate. If you were in the street, you would not walk up to someone who's standing next to their child and say, your son looks like he's autistic. You should probably catch that early. Like, no, people don't act like that. You know why they do that? It's because they're hiding behind their computer screen. That's the only reason that they do that shit. And that's the whole point I made about Parry. Parry would never talk this recklessly to anybody in person. Guaranteed. Because he'd probably get dropped. So, and that's why I have more respect for someone like Brandon, who gets out there and does shit. And I have less respect for someone who just hides in their house and, streams all day. Like, that's why I will never just be nothing but streaming, and that's why the members content's like me outdoors most of the time, because I don't want to do stuff where I'm just locked in my room all day. Also, I'd like to say that the content is going to evolve a bit moving forward. I want to start adding in like skits and stuff and just really kind of take it to the next level, a little more Nerd City style, because he was a big, as I've mentioned 100 times on this channel, he was a big reason why I got into doing content. And I want to do more where I can create characters, have fun, right? Where we talk about topics. But I also get to these points where I get in a rush to put out videos because I'm like, oh, I haven't posted in a while. I need to do it. I need to do one, right? And then I'll quickly crank out something. But I also think that we're in a time right now where content can be just as popular with you sitting in your chair. Beardo is a good example of someone who sits in his chair and has a lot of compelling things to say. Asmongold, right? All these people have created this massive new wave of content where you can just get by with saying what you need to say, because most people are listening to YouTube. They're not talking about it. But I do think it would be fun to do some skits here and there. I'd like to make a movie one day about something. I don't know what. I don't know if it's gonna be like a documentary, if it's gonna be like a Markiplier type thing where I write original screenplay or something like that. That's just fun and out there and horror driven. I want to start doing some videos on horror movies, some of my favorite horror movies of all time, because I'm such a horror movie fan. Obviously we'll still bring up monster trucks from time to time because I still love that shit too. I want to talk about what I like. That's it. And tonight we're gonna be doing body cam shit because
Body cams.
Because we like that here, right? We like that.
And you know what? I think it's very indicative of the kind of creator that you're talking about with Charlie and Asmund and these sort of React streamers. I think a lot of, well, I don't know how most of the chat feels. Feel free to chime in and let me know. But when I watch like a body cam, sometimes I will see it 2 or 3 times throughout the course of its like, spreading across the internet. I
Mhm.
might see Donut Operator cover it, and then I might watch Leon cover the exact same body cam that I already
Lovely on
watched.
Lush. Like Donut
I
Operator
love
too.
Yeah. And so I think that that just speaks to, hey, you're still watching the same content. You're just coming to a different person's opinion, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and I agree, and I think that's really what makes it awesome is like just hearing, because my perspective is going to be my perspective, and no one else is going to have it. And what I do online is actually pretty fucking taboo, like being like a Mary Sue or someone who's just like just believes in doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do can get you a lot of shit online, especially from people like the usual suspects that we had mentioned earlier. Because that's not how they operate at all. They just believe in mass chaos, anarchy. That's like
Well,
their go-to.
and weaponized empathy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They have like these sort of phrases or chants that they'll say that are designed to get an emotional response from people, you know? And it's like, well, okay, but I just feel like you're using it in a malicious way to make a point that really isn't really relevant to what we're discussing right now, you know?
I feel like it's lazy. Like at least when
Yeah,
iDubbbz was in his edgy phase, he was creative about it. Like how many
right.
times can you sit there and call someone retarded before you actually kind of sound like you're the retarded one?
That's fair.
How many times? I think 4. No. I need an exact number.
Ooh,
Give
we
me
need
the
to break
number.
this down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get really into this.
There's got to be a formula for this in Excel.
Yeah. I feel like Kay says I find myself more like lately too, Raj. I don't even know. I think it's just that I try to approach things like from both sides and then go, okay, what makes more sense to me? And I feel like that I kind of have a good vibe when it comes to like how most people feel about things. Granted, that's not always who the videos go out to, right? Because specifically in the drama sphere where people are super happy to be like hella degenerate. I think that K Huck does a good job of kind of conveying things that I do. Like I think that she kind of has the same take. It's like she doesn't have to be nasty just for the sake of being nasty. Although sometimes it'll get the like her emotions will get the better of her. But like when I come on, I don't have to sit there and try to do bits on people. Like we just have genuine conversation. Although that doesn't mean I don't want to do bits. The whole point of this channel is just to make people laugh and have a good time. That is at the end of the day. And if you learn something along the way, awesome, because I try to make sure that what we say is like actually like the truth. But sometimes that's just not like how these other people view. They just want to rage bait. And that's fine. That's their reason to do things, but I do think that getting someone like Moro to dislike me is probably a good thing, though. Probably a good thing, in my opinion. What are you talking about? She's amazing. I will not have you slander her. I never said she wasn't amazing. I said sometimes she gets like fired up too. Only one time where I could think of that she probably was a little too content brained, but I had discussed this with her, and I went on and made my case. How I handled it, I took him out of. Oh, you're talking about something completely different. I heard the point of this channel is for easy to find people to bottom with. That's the second part, Carla. That's the second thing I do on this channel. First is laughs and fun. Second is bottoming partners. Okay? Let's get that straightened out. Let's get that out there for the people to understand. There's going to be plenty of people out there to think that I'm cringy, right? But that's everybody. But for every 2 people that think I'm cringy, there might be one person who's like, I like this guy. And that's the people I'm trying to get this content to, personally. I think I'm doing all right. I never thought I'd have 5,000 followers. 5.05 at this point, right? I think that that's a win in my book, considering I never thought I'd get to this point at all. And guess what? I didn't have to like sell my soul to do it. I did it from just being like pretty not, pretty down to earth. I was gonna say pretty base, but that's me glazing myself. No, that's not. Just doing it for being so base, dude. I just can't stop being so based. I'm based all the time. But anyway, did you say you had hot topics for us, Alec?
No, I was playing chauffeur for my mom today,
Okay,
which is always fun.
No worries. I remember when you had 200 subs. Yeah, that was probably when I made my Savannah video. I had about 200 subs. Well, actually, no, that's not true. When I had like 200 subs, that's when I did my reaction to the Jubilee trans conservatives versus trans liberals. I started off doing political stuff, can you believe it? And then just opted out of doing it. A lot of people end up doing that, like going from being political streamers to drama to just whatever else. I like being whatever else, but I also know that there's people in the audience that came here because they liked the drama. So I still do that from time to time so that I can not turn my back on people who, subscribe to be here for that, right? I don't see why you can't. Even Charlie still talks about drama from time to time. He just won't debate anybody about it. And nor should he have to. He doesn't need to. I think Augie had a good point when he said why people don't do like the blood sports anymore. And that's because like a lot of people just don't want to take the risk of looking foolish during a debate. And he admitted himself he's done plenty of them. And if he goes into a debate and looks like an idiot, that's gonna hurt his bottom line. And sometimes it's easier just not taking the risk. However, I don't really have anything to lose. I felt like where I was from a place of decency, and I will ride that train all day, every day, even if it means people hating me. But if you hate me because I try to be a decent person, then I don't want you here anyway, and that's the end of that. But let's do some so we're not even gonna hit the hot topics thing. We didn't do roll call today. There's just so much to go. I adore the dad humor. It's cringe. I love it. Yeah, I mean, at least I own it. I own it. I am a father. I have, I'm a family man. What can I say? I was raised in a pretty stable. My mom and dad been married for almost 40 years. Granted, they don't like each other very much, but that's all right. After 40 years, you probably wouldn't either. But I think that's cool though. How often can you find someone who gets that? Like, I do think the old-fashioned values need to come back once in a while. And I think that's why y'all are here, because part of y'all believe in a bit of old-fashioned values too, or else y'all wouldn't be here. I know it's not because of my incredible ability to write jokes. That ain't it. That has to be something else. But yeah, I don't know. I have a hot topic. It's in the Internet Drama channel. Oh boy. Let me just see what it is. Let me just see what it is real quick. Because I do want to do body cams tonight. I want to take a break from drama. Because I feel like we've that's all we've done for the past couple streams, right? Is just internet drama. So tonight we're gonna take a break and just watch some good old fashioned body cams. Enjoy that shit for a little bit.
Oh man, I've been looking forward to that. There's so much stuff going on in out and about.
Yeah, I know the Vince McMahon thing was pretty nuts. I saw Leon Lush's video on that.
Yeah.
It was like I'm getting nothing but Resident Evil Requiem feeds too. So I do want to do a video kind of talking about that shit. Are we finishing Chud and Duro? Yeah, we're gonna finish that too at some point. But probably not tonight, just because I want to take a step back from like drama, for right now. Just for tonight, okay? I think that we've had plenty of drama for the past couple streams. I don't think we could have more if we wanted it, right? Good. Thank you, Blue Jay, for bringing this up. So the woman who accused Turkey Tom has retracted all of her statements. Can y'all believe that?
Wow. Big shocker.
I need to turn up my soundboard. I forget I forget how to do that. Because I want to bring back the soundboard, but I turned it down one day and I don't remember how to turn it back up. Is it in sounds? I know I had to turn it off though because there was people. Oh, there it is. Because there was people who were just being completely abusive with it in like other channels, so I had to turn it off. But for streams and
Oh
whatnot.
yeah.
But let's see.
I can only imagine, like, it becomes like a war zone.
It really does. If just it's like a sound bit war zone. There we go. There we go. But we all knew this. I mean, I'm actually shocked. On one hand, I want to be like, good for her that she actually like took back all this shit. But the other part of me is like, why would you do this in the first place? You know, like why do this in the first place? But it was probably after time. I think some people are saying this probably has something to do with like threats of legal action. I think that absolutely could play a role. Let's just be realistic. Tom's got plenty of money to sue her. This was libel. This was slander. Right.
Yeah.
Tom,
And she knew it too. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that definitely played a role in it. Right. They're probably like, just sitting out a retraction. We won't sue your ass. And she was probably like, okay. But again, this just spits in the face of so many women out there that have actually been victims of abuse. So true. Oh yeah, here Tom's got a hog. Yeah, apparently Tom's got a big old hog on him. That's good. White boys got him too. It's not just the brothers who got him. I saw someone post that in Discord, immediately thought it was because Tom lawyered up. I think Tom's got a lawyer. I don't think he had to lawyer up. I think he just has one on retainer at this point. I think you kind of have to when you get to his size. Me, not so much. Me, not so much. But because most people don't give a shit what I have to say, except for y'all. But when Tom,
well, and he does talk about other people, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing about drama too. It's not. He doesn't just do opinions. In fact, he doesn't really do much opinion at all. He tells stories about what happened and allegations made by other people. But the fact that Tom's videos get seen by so many people can absolutely open him up if something he says is wrong. So, you know, I definitely think that's something that he's got to be very careful about, especially in his line of work. But you don't get to where the size of Tom's at without knowing how to cross your T's and dot your I's. I'll tell you that right now. Not just women, anyone can be a victim. It spits in the face of any victim. True that, Blue Jay. Well said. I was just trying to go to bat for the ladies because I know that I know that most of my audience is girls, but you know, there's definitely people out there that are like predatory and do really messed up shit. And we don't like those people very much here, do we? Because you don't have to be that. You can still be a good human being in 2026, even if you're on the internet a lot. Can you imagine that, Phallic? That's the world I want to live in.
Hey, you can even be wrong sometimes.
What?
Like, I know.
That's
it's
crazy.
Wild.
That's crazy. Not me, though. I'm never wrong, right?
Right. Exactly.
I'm never wrong. I'm always right.
Me either. I'm never wrong.
Nobody ever disagrees with EG. Everybody always like, they're so based. He's so fucking based, man. Love that guy. That's what they tell me. What they tell me.
I hear it all over town. I really do.
I do. I mean, we have been getting. You know what's funny is that when I think it was Nia that was like making the jokes about me being like frame mugged or whatever, and
oh god, yes,
I wasn't even. We weren't even mad. Me and Power were just like, let's go. We're getting mentioned on X. Let's do it.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. Put it together for the getting mentioned on X in a post.
I it was fun while it lasted. Not gonna think about doing it again anytime soon.
No. I think again, I don't think you need to be like a degenerate online if your content is appealing to some people. You know, I don't think that's not a necessity. That's an option. If you decide to be a fucking loser, that's because you chose to be a fucking loser. Because you probably didn't really have any other options. Like, I don't think that Parry's gonna randomly become like a really great video essayist and editor. I think all he's got is to just yell into the void about people that probably don't care much about him. And he's regardless of what people say about this being a big win for him, he got embarrassed by 500,000 people. Probably more every day. 500,000 people. Just go into his comments and see how much people hate him. And I think that it kind of worked itself out. So I could go in there and just say, fight with him that the color blue is red. And there'll still be people being like, get him, fucking EG, get him. Because they just hate him so much. Because people are so sick of this, this festering wound that is the commentary community of people just like people like Queeman and people who, and if you like Queeman, that's fine. But Queeman is definitely one of these people who trolls for fun, right? That's like what he does. It's his tactic is just trolling the absolute shit out of people to make them rage.
Oh, you know what? I have a troll, a personal troll that pops up every now and then in my D&D server. And it'll just happen randomly.
Mhm.
He'll get on in a mood. I can just be maybe just in the chat or whatever, but he'll just like start berating me. And it's gotten to the point where Charles was like, "Hey, look, you can't like have beef with Phallic. She's one of the crew here." And so now he just berates me vaguely. He describes
I know
me,
that.
but he doesn't use my name at all.
I can't believe some
And-
people will do this. Like some people who do, and you're like, mother, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about me. I'm not dumb.
You're not being subtle, you
Yeah.
know? Like, so annoying, so annoying.
We had that in this community before. Someone who would just do that all the time. Isn't that similar to what messed up Tipster? What do you mean? Like I'm not sure what I said that got Tipster messed up. I'm trying to figure out how to connect the dots here, E-Shift, so let me know. But I mean, Moreau raged out that Tipster wouldn't play Pokemon with him or something, I think, one day. So when Tipster comes on, if I ask him to, why did that happen? Probably because I treated him like a human being and not like a circus act for my channel. It's amazing what happens when you treat people like human beings and not like fucking like little tools for you to play with in your toy box. Isn't it? Right? I think that was a great analogy.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Because that's they want to get a rise out of you. They want a
clip.
And it's just
they want a clip.
And they want to leak your DMs too.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, I have nothing to hide, brother. You know, everything you say did happen. You just interpreted it in the weirdest way imaginable.
I felt
and
bad.
It's still weird.
I did feel when I first I wouldn't by any means say that me and Tips are like super close, but I remember when I first started talking to him, they were he was like very I guess they right now. They were very like very cautious about what they like. You could tell that he would like want to like vent to me about something, but at the same time he was like, I just know that I have a really great record of my DMs not being leaked. I was like, well, I can't go fucking do that to you, dude. But I'm also sure that a lot of other people have said that to him as well. So, you know,
it's hard to know. It's hard to know who to trust.
You can't, and I, he nobody's been stabbed in the back as much as that guy has. But but again, back then that I'm sure he'll be the first to admit he was doing it too, right? So I missed all that, thank God. So now I'm just here, like I just come into this and I'm like, I like you, and I like you, and I like you. You're cool. You seem interesting to talk to. And then it was like, I don't fucking like that guy. I don't like that girl. I don't like that. And I'm like, I don't know. Shit, they ain't do nothing to me. Like I can't just hate them because you don't like them. Like that's not really the kind of message I want to put out into the world. Kind of defeats the whole principled approach that I got here.
Hell yeah, this party just keeps getting better.
Hell
the more
yeah.
the merrier.
At Maya Lesovsky became a lately. At Maya Lesovsky celebrates 1 month of membership. Add a few more months.
Yeah, I know. You've been around for a while. I was like, 1 month? That definitely ain't right. It's because you had to create you got your channel taken or something, or your name, I guess. Oh boy, LMAO snorted, dazing off. Sorry if I fall asleep, guys. Love y'all, though. I've missed y'all. Yeah, thank you. It's good to see you again, Kaylee. It's good to see you again. Yeah, he didn't know who to trust, poor guy. So glad they're doing better now. Yeah. I mean, at this point, he's just comfortable, which I guess they are just comfortable with who they are. And that's awesome. Whatever makes you happy in your own life. I don't think that anybody else has a right to tell people who they should be. I just don't. I think that that's bullshit. I think that's like, And by all means, you could criticize whoever you want, right? Don't involve their kids. Don't involve their wife. That's my personal take on it. I don't see why attacking someone's I think if you have to attack someone's family, that you're kind of just being a piece of shit for no other reason than you can be, right? But keep it on task. If Brandon was so bad at what he was doing, you wouldn't have to go after his kids and his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, if what he was doing was so bad and egregious, you wouldn't have to go after his kids and his wife. And that was the whole point of my video. And Brandon has every right to be like, this motherfucker. Like, I can't go to his house and beat his ass. I'm not going to fly to Malta just to beat up Parry. But you know what? I can do is I can embarrass him in front of 500,000 people. And that's exactly what he did. And I thought that was fine. You know, it's good content for us. I think the only people who had a problem with it are bigger creators, because I think that they know what that kind of breeds, right? Like, breeds more people who are going to troll and desperately.
On the off chance that they'll get covered.
Yeah, exactly. Right. If you get I would happily love to be on Oopaville. Let me just go after Oompa and all of his things, even if I like the guy. Like, I'm just gonna go after it just because just maybe, Oopaville will give me a shout out.
Yeah. Do you remember the guy who went after Wendigoon?
Yeah.
Wendigoon also the fellow. What?
Was that dark guy or whatever? The weird guy that said the Wendigoon was
in praise of shadows.
Yeah, in praise of shadows. Yeah, he went after that whole group though. And don't get me wrong, like, I realize that group is a clique, right? It's all like these guys that kind of view themselves as the cool kids on YouTube. But that's who they all seem like down to earth people. Of course, people hate them. That's who you want to hang out with. Like, if Brandon sent me a message, was like, hey, by the way, I'm going here this weekend. We want to bring you out. Turkey Tom's going to be there. I'll be like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go. I'd love to sit and like shoot the shit with these guys. Let's do it. Right? But nobody wants to have the balls to admit that. So instead, they attack them as like some kind of weird, insecure, like, I'm
going to reject them before they reject me.
Exactly. I don't hang out with them because they're right-wingers. Are they, though? I don't know. I mean, Tom was just as much friend with Destiny as he was with Donut Operator. If he was a right-winger, I don't think that would be happening. Well, now he's not. But that's because Destiny acted like insane. And that was a good move for Tom to remove that relationship from his life. But
yeah.
Oh yeah, that had me heated. It's just an unspoken rule. You do not involve children, someone's kids. The Wendigoon hater was done the second he posted that video. Oh yeah, that was embarrassing. And Praise the Shadows did. It was so weird. I mean, it just screamed like I got rejected by these guys at VidCon, and now they're gonna pay. Yeah. Now they're gonna pay.
In but like video essay format.
Yeah, in video essay, I'm gonna point out that the wind hurt my face and the rocks hurt my feet because the con was so far away. That guy's also got like way too many topics in one video too. Like, he'll do like a 6-hour video where there's like 7 different topics in it, and you're like, why don't you just make these all into individual videos? Like, I don't personally get it, but hey, you know what? It's his thing. He can do what he wants, but I don't know. Like, it's just a weird state of things that happen on the internet right now. I'm not afraid to point out that shitters are genuinely stupid, which is why, this is like, okay, here's a good example. Tommy C. Tommy C has had this approach for how many years now? Like decades actually. Since probably like 2014. Tommy C has had this idea that if he goes after bigger channels, he'll get he'll get noticed more. He tries to do this radio personality thing, and that has been a huge reason why Tommy C has never really grown, because he can't turn it off. Like, this is just who he is now at this point. He's got to go after, and I think he's fine. He's perfectly comfortable with it, but I think that Tommy C still believes that he's going to become a huge YouTuber one day. And I just don't see it happening for him, because he's not going to be able to shake that or change that. Chud, I think, is going to keep growing. I do think that Chud's going to have the ability to do that, because I think that him being by himself now is a good thing for him. Although I'll be the first to admit, if Chud watched my debate with Parry, he'd probably call me retarded. And he probably wouldn't understand a lot of the points I make. But again, Chud's an edgelord, and that's fine. But at the same time, Chud has kids, and I can understand. He probably at least understand where I'm coming from, but he'll also understand that that's not how the internet works. I know how the internet works. That doesn't make it right. I think that's an important distinction to make right here. Is that I know how like all this shit's supposed to work, but that doesn't make it all right in my opinion. I don't think that you should have the right to treat someone like total fucking shit without being warranted of doing so. Right? That's at least my take. Is that, and you know, I get it. I know how this game works, right? But I don't think you need to do that. I think that if you just make good points about what's going on and you're good at like analyzing situations and why people are behaving the way they are, that'll work for them, right? I wouldn't expect the 20-something edgelord to get my points of view because, you know, I have a daughter. I have, you know, I haven't been married yet, but maybe one day, right? Val, fingers crossed. Even though we're apparently married, right? We're in love. We're completely in love. I'm also apparently shipping with K-Huck from her chat, they say, which I think Mr. K-Huck wouldn't like that very much. Although that's just like their bottoming joke over there. I like watching Ryan Hall. Y'all really best coverage I've ever seen. And I do think there's a lot of people that can do that. You know why? Like people like Ludwig and people like there's plenty more that I can't really quite think of at the moment. Like people like Charlie have gotten so popular because they don't need to resort to acting like a jackass to get views. You know, and the same thing with Asmongold. Well, Asmongold might be more of a creature of the times. And I do think that initial group that all came up together, like Charlie, Asmongold, even Mizkif, those guys got in when the getting in was really good. Now, for other people, and that's like pre-2020, a lot of after pandemic, that's when this online influencer thing freaking boomed. I think we can all agree there. During COVID, all that shit popped the frig off because everybody was stuck inside. People had nothing else to do other than watch things online. And that's when this big gold rush began. But those who got in before that, they've been around since like 2014, 2015, they grew exponentially from 2020. And now they're some of the top people online. But I do think that Asmongold makes a lot of really great points. He makes some misses here and there, right? But as anybody who talks as much as he does online will do, right? Another reason, you don't see Asmongold really debate anybody because that's not really what he does. He doesn't debate. Charlie used to debate, doesn't anymore. And that's probably better for his brand. You know? I'm just small enough now to where I don't feel like a debate with someone is going to hurt me. So what do I have to lose? Plus, I don't just talk. I back up what I say. Like I don't just say this shit for funsies. I believe in what I'm saying. Now, granted, I do try to be a little bit more humoristic and just laid back and have a good time about it. But it's what it is, right? I started this out just to be funny and be silly, not to be. Which is why Phallic's here. Phallic being here allows me, specifically during Hot Topics, for her to be the one who gives you the news. And for me to be able to just sit and have fun with it and try to make y'all laugh. And that's why it works so well. And Phallic's very good at that. So, you know, that's why she's here. It's not because we're secretly in love, despite what some may say online. But I don't think that accusation's gonna be going anywhere anytime soon. But it's still funny. It's still funny. As you guys know, I prefer bottoming, and Phallic can't get that done for me, if you know what I'm saying. She's not equipped with the right tools for that. Right through the center, but the system is really wide from Texas up. Okay, Missouri. You guys, what are you guys talking about? Super weather rolling up? Oh no, I sure hope not. I sure hope no weather's coming this way. I know we're getting some warm weather here in Philly, so I'm pretty excited for that. It's gonna be nice to get out of this freaking winter time stuff. But anyway, let's get into the brass tacks of things. Okay, I addressed all the allegations, the Tardgate, if you will, Tardgate 24. We're gonna have some fun here. Let's watch some people getting arrested. Oh, check this out. Nick's covering something different tonight. Anissa Jomas streamed again. Oh my god, I would lose my shit if that's all I could cover is about what happens between Idubbbz and Anissa and Hassan. Yes, it brings in the money, but no, I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like doing that very much. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to do that. Penguin Zero's police body cam footage compilation. Oh, this is him reacting to it. I was gonna say. I've been getting really into Charlie. I watched Charlie's videos that he did where he played through a lot of all the Resident Evil games and then ranked them. I also want to start doing tier lists, guys. Let's do some tier lists, right? You all want to do some tier lists in here where we just rank shit because we can? That's right. Yeah, tier lists. I like it. I like it. And this is a favorite of locals. Yeah, I know. And I you know, granted, Parry was like defending Idubbbz, and I wasn't shocked to hear that. But, you know, Anissa is an attractive woman, but she's also fucking nuts and absolute cancer to Idubbbz's career. I think we can agree that both can be true. Boobs are boobs, no matter who's got them. Right? All right, so does anybody have any specific body cams that they've seen recently that came out that are just like must-sees? Or should we just go through and find one that looks interesting? 'Cause why not? I say. Cop reaches in the box, loses it when he realizes what's inside. Is this the one that I saw? I don't want anyone that I don't want one that's gonna like break people's hearts tonight. I think we need a little upbeat shit. You can watch the Ewu one I put in the inbox. That was really bad. What type of tier list? Best toys for bottoming sounds right up here. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. I want to find like one. OnlyFans mom leaves toddler to starve with that. Oh my god, dude. Some of this stuff is just so dark. Is there anything that's like not so friggin' dark? 911 dispatcher tells dying mom to call back later. Wife discovers her husband's sick secret. That kind of sounds fun. Also, like, just an update. I haven't given you guys any updates on, what do you call it? The kidnapping thing, because there hasn't been any updates. Not one update. I'm assuming that they didn't end up sending money because they couldn't be sure who it was sent to. I want to see Resident Evil 9. I just finished it because I wanted to play through it first so that I could not have to worry about like getting things spoiled, because that's how much fun this game was, is that there was people actually trying not to spoil the game for you because of like it's like a movie basically. But I'm gonna play that. We have to finish Resident Evil Village first, and then I'm gonna do Resident Evil 9. Even though the games don't necessarily have to do with one another, I do want to make a video talking about how Resident Evil 9 is only as great and successful because of Resident Evil 8, 7, and 8. I think that's everybody wants to say, everybody keeps saying we're so back, like with Resident Evil, but we've been back. Resident Evil 7 is probably one of the greatest games ever made, bar none. Resident Evil 8, incredible action movie. And all Resident Evil 9 did was just make 2 games into one. Cops open mom's trunk, uncovering horrifying secret. Cops catch dad wanting to marry his daughter? What the fuck? What's wrong with people? The homicide of a beloved YouTuber. This could be good.
I'm down.
Yeah, I noticed the airwaves went dead on that one. On what one? Thank God for boobs. Yeah, boobs are the lifeblood. It's what literally keeps babies alive, so boobs are important. All right, we'll do this one. The homicide of a beloved YouTuber came out a month ago. Ragnar Christie. So I'm not familiar with who this YouTuber is, but let's find out who they are and what happened with them. Because YOLO.
Holy s***, don't want to look. I don't want to look.
Parry, mango.
Oh, damn.
I hit somebody.
I know. I actually was a fan.
Yeah.
He reminded me of you so much.
When I get out of here, I'm going to start a YouTube. I think the first video I should make is like about this.
I cannot think of a worse reason to start a YouTube channel than you killed a YouTuber with your car. In his honor of him being a YouTuber, I'm gonna start. Nope, I don't think that's a good. I don't think that's a good idea, pal. Like,
yeah, I agree.
oh wait, he was big and famous. Maybe that because you know what the underlying joke of this is like he was big and famous. Maybe I could be big and famous because I killed him. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
On January 30th.
People are gonna know me now. That's
Yeah.
the guy who killed him.
Yeah, that's the guy who killed me. I'm the guy who killed that guy you love. Come watch me now. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
1st, 2025, a white van smashes into a car stopped at a red light, leaving the beloved YouTuber known as Desert Drifter in critical condition. But what first appears to be a tragic accident unravels under scrutiny as disturbing evidence pulls the case in a shocking new direction.
And that it's almost like it sped up before it even got to him. There was no. You'll see.
The following is based on official police records, and the footage has never been seen before until now. Just after 10 p.m., dispatchers in Grand Junction, Colorado are alerted to a severe crash involving two vehicles at a four-way intersection.
911, this is Shania. What is the address of your emergency?
Hey, I'm on the corner of North and First, and there was a crazy accident.
Okay,
we
were you
need
involved?
ambulance here.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of calls. Were you involved?
No, I was not involved. I'm a told I don't want to look. I don't want to look.
Okay.
Oh.
Nearly a dozen calls flood in, including one from two witnesses who saw the incident unfold.
The guy was driving sporadically. We could see he ran a red light before. And he was hauling butt down the road. And
Oh my God, baby, we got.
Okay, gotcha.
we got to stop.
And you said it was a van or whatever kind of vehicle?
I can't tell what it is. It's like a utility van. That's the one that ran the red light
And smacked into this other vehicle.
and I can't tell what the other car is, but it's nasty.
Like a sedan of some kind?
This is my biggest fear. I'll be honest.
Yeah, intersections.
I think that most people don't like because when you're in your car, you kind of feel like you're almost safe, right? Because you're in your vehicle. But 9 times out of 10, this is what will take you out way more often than like gun violence or, having a home invasion, which is where most of our fears tend to go to. But I always felt like if I'm gonna clip this, right? Because if it ever happens, I want it to be here, but I always felt like if I was ever going to die, it's going to be in a car accident. And it's not going to be because I was driving recklessly. It was because some buffoon out there was driving too fast in a rush to get to wherever he's going. And I'm going to be the victim of his dumbass.
Yeah.
All you got to do is hop in a car, go for a ride, and you'll see just how low the bar is to get your license these days. Terrible.
And it's like there's also some aspect of it that's like just poor city planning or has to be.
Yep.
We have an intersection, like I can show you, it's like a popular YouTube dash cam thing, right? There's an intersection that gets so many car accidents all the time. Like it's known as like the Friant intersection. It's like a name in the community. But it's so bad. And maybe had they planned that intersection out a little bit more, it wouldn't happen as much. But this looked like he wasn't paying attention or he didn't care. I don't know.
Kaylee says it's the #1 cause of death in America. I can definitely see that being a possibility.
Yeah.
But I can also think that maybe drugs could be a #1 death too. So I'm kind of curious now. What's the #1? What's the Number 1 cause of death. In the USA. Why did it go away? The leading cause of death, heart disease. Well, I didn't see that one coming. Almost 1 million deaths in 2024. Cancer.
You know what? And aren't those both linked to obesity?
I could see, yeah, cigarettes, obesity. I know that when you buy a pack of cigarettes, it says that it could cause heart disease. I almost got crushed yesterday from a guy in a flatbed backing up. See, it's like every day, right? You're taking your life in your hands. And I used to drive a lot faster than I do now, till I had a kid, and I'm trying not to like orphan her. But her mom's also a terrible driver, so now I'm terrified when she goes with her. Drunk driving, last I heard, or impaired driving. So it looks like the leading cause of death, this was in 2024 at least, heart disease was approximately 683,037 deaths. Cancer, about that cancer one is scary as shit too. About 619,812 deaths. Why is there so much cancer now? Unintentional injury. So I would assume that unintentional injury would have to do with like car accidents and stuff. That's 196,488 deaths. These statistics highlight an ongoing health challenges. So that was probably the third leading one. But you're definitely scary because you just see how terrible drivers are these days. And this guy this guy's on the top of the world, got a successful YouTube channel, probably feeling like nothing bad can go his way, just winning on top of winning, just to get snuffed out by a guy that was just in a rush one day. Horrifying. That is truly terror right there. Like, forget paranormal, forget ghosts, forget like scary movies. You want to know real horror? Just jump in your car and go for a ride. That's true horror.
Gosh, man. Yeah. Especially with all the body cams we see of how many people drive impaired. So many people drive impaired.
Yeah.
It's just scary out there, bud.
I saw that, Daniel's crew. I'm going to act like you didn't say that. I'm just going to ignore that comment.
Yeah.
Officers arrive to find the white.
You cannot help yourself, girl, can you? You just cannot help yourself. She just likes to be like, no, I'd rather him react to my comment than find it out in the video. I paid enough.
Oh, man.
He's going to react to me telling him.
They won't play the video.
Van with smoke pouring from its damaged engine. A second vehicle lies overturned against a building, its frame crushed so badly it's nearly unrecognizable.
I can see that.
Somebody is trapped in the car. Keep talking to you until they get here, okay?
Hello.
There they are. See, he's here, okay? He's conscious. He's like responding with movement.
Is there anybody else in there with you? There's somebody very, very heavy damage in this car that's upside down. One person trapped.
That's got to be terrible, dude. Still being alive and trapped inside of a vehicle. No, you're all right, Kaylee. Honestly, I was just curious if that was accurate or not. It wasn't like I was challenging you. I was just curious because you piqued my curiosity. First, you had my attention. Wait, first you had my curiosity. Now you had my attention.
Trapped inside.
Yeah, and that's scary too, Daniel's crew. Like, you could be in great shape. Look at James Vanderbeek. He was in great shape. Cancer took him out. Like, it does not care how healthy you are. Cancer will come if it wants to. What's up, Mad Daddy?
Can you hear me in there? Hello, can you hear me? Is there anybody else stuck in that one too?
Yeah, there's a guy that can't get out.
Okay. You try to talk to him and get him woke up. I'll go check on that guy.
Oh. Are you okay?
Hello.
He's breathing.
He's breathing?
He's breathing, okay. But he is unresponsive.
Okay, is there anybody else in there? Are you by yourself?
It's just him. Hey.
35, 58.
Are you okay? I know you were just in a car accident. You're okay. You're okay. You're gonna be okay. Can you
We're going to need at least 2 ambulances.
He's not responsive. Will you guys try and go on the other side?
Yeah.
Oh my
Would you
God,
look
that
at
car
that?
is
Someone's
so
guilty of being
totaled.
total badass. Chick Nugs approves this message.
Oh.
At the Daniels Crew super chatted $2, e.g. my son, not the video.
Okay, thank you, Daniels. Cause sorry, I know you have. I know you have a habit. Okay, I'll go back up and read what you said then. Now, the last week he had 2 DUIs with 5 and accidents with 2 casualties. Oh, okay, your police son. Okay, I thought you were saying there was this guy. I was like, oh man, that would have been an interesting thing to find out. But no, I believe it, Daniel's crew. I'm sorry for jumping to conclusions. I'll take the L on that one. Okay. Kelly says, I'm hoping as you watch this, you catch one thing that really puts me off about the whole situation. I think EG will be able to put helpful insight into it once he sees it. If I don't catch it, point it out to me, okay, Kelly?
Not gonna be able to get that open.
He's breathing.
He is breathing?
He's breathing. He's unconscious. He's buckled. We're gonna have fire. Get him out. They're gonna have tools on that.
We're definitely gonna need the jaws of life.
Passenger side.
Is he awake?
He's breathing. He's not conscious. He's buckled in there.
Copies. Jules!
The driver of the overturned car is later identified as.
Can you hear the video, Falk?
No, I'm just reading the subtitles though.
Girl, just speak up.
I mean, I can understand what's going on. I can read the.
I was like, I know, but you shouldn't have to subject yourself to that. I was like, she must be able to hear it because she hasn't said anything yet. But then I was like, or she's just being polite, and I was like, she's being polite, isn't she? All right, there we go. Muted that. Let me just share this in here real quick so that you can follow along. All right, you should be able to see that now.
Is 36-year-old Andrew Martin Cross, the YouTuber known as Desert Drifter.
There we go.
594,000 subscribers. So Desert Cross with Andrew Martin Cross. So I guess Desert Cross. He must have like done camping videos, I'm guessing.
Yeah, or like, you know, outdoorsy kind of like maybe fitness lifestyle stuff.
Let's go.
I mean, he looks healthy.
The driver of the overturned car is later identified as 36-year-old Andrew Martin Cross, the YouTuber known as Desert Drifter.
Okay, Desert Drifter. You know we have to go see what some of his content.
Oh yeah, I'm very curious.
I wonder how many subscribers he has now. He got 100,000 subscribers from dying and being on EWU.
Well, I mean, it's more than nothing.
It's his last video a year ago has 4.3 million views. And it looks like this happened about a year ago because it says 11 months ago. I can't believe he's gone. He was one of my favorites. His demeanor, his knowledge, his bravery, his storytelling, his travels. I guess you guys probably want to see this, don't you?
Started like 40
with a
minutes
message.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's like 40 minutes long on a video with that many views.
Yeah. I just want to see it get a little... We're not going to watch that whole thing, obviously. I just want to get a taste for what he does.
My friend, someone who spent more time in remote places than anyone I know, claimed he had found something incredible hidden deep in the desert. The more he shared, the more I realized this was special. I had to see it. But the catch was, he was 8 days in on a 15-day backpacking trip when he found it.
His voice kind of sounds like Nerds, doesn't it?
A little bit, huh? He kind of he talks in like a very structured way.
Yeah, that chill cadence, relaxed cadence.
I didn't have 15 days, but maybe there was another way in. And maybe other things were hidden nearby. So we studied maps, imagery, and prepared our gear. Once the weather cooled, We set out and followed the clues that led us deep into an ancient labyrinth.
Love the vibe.
Wow, how cool. Man.
I'd love to do
What-
content like this if I had anything like this around me to actually go do this with.
Yeah.
But all I got is like local parks. And usually if I go to there, I usually just live stream it for the members. But cool content, dude. And this guy was like an adventurer. Just to get snuffed out like that, that's horrifying. You could see how much care he put into those videos.
Yeah. I might still go back and watch some of them. They look good.
Yeah, I could definitely see myself falling into this rabbit hole. This definitely seems like something I would definitely like randomly be like, huh, he's in the desert? Let me see what he's got. Let's see what he goes on. And it's just like, it's not like content that he needs to like forcibly try to create narratives with. It's just like, hey, I went here. This is why I went here. And this is the interesting things we found. Like, that's all it took. He didn't have to be an edgelord. He just went to the desert, filmed it. That's all you need.
Well, I mean, technically, he was an edgelord when he was scaling down the edge of the cliff.
That's fair. But that's just Lord. That's just Lord of Edging. Actually, no, that's a whole different thing. Don't look that up. Don't look that up. Okay, you're not gonna get the results you think.
While a rescue team prepares to cut him free, an officer up the road tries to keep the other driver calm.
Good. All right, there you go. Yep. All right, just, yep, ambulance is here. Fire truck's gonna try to get you out, okay?
Bro.
Okay. You're doing good, just keep awake, all right?
Bro, I'm a human.
What's that?
I'm a human.
Yeah, you're doing good.
I know, dude.
Said I'm a human. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
If he was like, I'm extraterrestrial, it's like, okay, now we're kind of on our.
We're getting into.
I'm not AI.
Yeah.
Which apparently is something you need to clarify these days.
You're doing good, okay?
Bro, I'm human.
You want to get in there?
The driver of the van is identified as 37-year-old Ragnar Nicholas Nick Crystal, a U.S. Army veteran. The front end of his van is...
I don't like seeing stuff happen to veterans either, though. But well, I wonder if this guy has like a history of like drinking or something. I don't know if he was drunk or not yet, but we'll find out. Or if he was just in a rush. Is Lord of Edging going to hit about? I'm sure Lord of Edging is closer to bottoming than it is to cliff scaling.
completely crushed, and the dash and steering wheel has effectively pinned him to the driver's seat. Firefighters utilize a spreader, a powerful hydraulic tool, to lift the dash and free him from the wreckage.
Guys! All right, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, up and over. Okay, ready? 1, 2. Oh, you got a right behind you. Strick's right behind you. Other way. There we go, Nick. All right. There we go. Let's get a C-collar and get lines ready.
Meanwhile, backup officers arrive and attempt to collect statements from witnesses.
Hi. Did you see what happened?
I was just heading westbound, and I saw like maybe a little bit of it, but not enough to give a testimony.
Appreciate the honesty of that guy. You ever watch you know what this always reminds me of when cops like interview people who are witnesses of accidents? I always think of that Dane Cook skit. I don't know if you remember Dane Cook from back in the day, but he's like, I was in my kitchen and I heard it, so I came out. Like, that's what like everybody does. Like, if there's an accident near them, they just hear "Erk," and then they're right outside the door.
Yeah,
and
they didn't actually see anything.
Yeah, they didn't actually see anything, and like they get mad that the cop's not interviewing them, and he goes, "God," there's like, I had to get my shoes on. This guy with his shoes, he had time to put shoes on. Fuck this guy. Why are you interviewing him? Interview me. I don't got shoes. Fuck shoes. Such a good bit, dude.
Yeah, I mean it's true though.
I almost kind of want to play it real quick, just so we can have a little little humor. I'm not by the way, I'm not laughing at when I laugh, I'm not laughing at like this guy passing on. I just want to be very clear. It's just I'm trying to like just keep it light so that we can enjoy. Here it is.
Then get this, right? I'm driving along, man. I'm driving safely. I'm obeying the rules of the road.
He was so good back in the day.
Whatever sign comes at me, I look at it and I go, okay. You got it, sign. Right, so I'm driving safely. All of a sudden, a guy in another lane, completely oblivious to me, he starts coming into my lane, just coming in. And if I didn't see him coming in, accident, but because I saw him, I see, hey! Right, I assess the situation. I assess the situation. And then I eased on the brakes. As he's coming, I eased, and I said what anybody here says automatically when this is happening. You can't help it. It just comes out. Ready? Hello?
So true, though.
Hi?
So true.
Hello? Unless you're black. If you're black, it's a little different. If you're black, it's, check out this motherfucker. Check out this motherfucker. If you're Chinese, it's, ah! So that's nice. I got into a car accident, right? I got into this car accident recently, right? Not my fault. This car accident was not my fault, right? But you know how it goes. Get into a car accident, even if it is not your fault. The other person, they get out of their car, look at you like it is your fault. Even if it is clearly their fault, they get out there like, why did you stop at a red light and let me hit you doing 80? Why did you stop at a red light?
It's so true, though.
Then you get out, right? You start looking at the damage. You start looking, keep looking at each other, back at the damage. Will you please come and look at my damage with me, sir? If we look together, maybe some magic will happen. This is horrible. Feel this. This even feels damaged. Do you have tools? Can you fix this right now?
So true.
This feels so horribly damaged. Even if I was blind, I would know this is horribly damaged by the way it feels. Then you gotta exchange the information, right? That sucks, because nobody ever has a fucking pen. You stand there, do you have a pen? I don't have a pen. Can you remember all my shit? Do you have a lipstick or something? A crayon?
A napkin?
Yeah, a napkin.
Right? So
Can I
when
write
you
it
finally,
on
here's
the
what happens,
damage
you
part?
finally get the information going, right? And you print your stuff nice and clean. There you go. There's my highlight. Everything's nice. You give them, there you go. It's in an envelope. Yeah. Nice. But then you get their information, and it looks like they had a fucking seizure while they were writing it. You're like, dude, you get a 28-digit phone number going on here, buddy. And under name, you drew a picture of a monkey fucking a coconut. What is that? Is your name Monkey Fucking a Coconut, sir? MFC? Is that you? MFC? That's a monkey. That could be a melon. Looks like a coconut. Then you take a second. Here's where it starts getting embarrassing, right? You take a second while you're doing the exchange. You just look around for a second, and there's people everywhere. They're like building bleachers on the sidewalk and shit. People coming out of bushes. What? Accident? I'm gonna watch for a while. Wow, they're discussing it right there.
I'm gonna stop on the freeway.
Yeah.
We love car accidents in this country.
Causes
We're
more
obsessed
car
with accidents. I know you're like me. It's like 2 a.m, right? It's dead quiet. You're in your house watching TV. You're in bed. All of a sudden, outside at the corner, you hear, "Ah!" Damn it. Shit, that sounded like it was gonna hit. You always wanted to hit. Ah! Come on! Nothing. Oh. And then when you finally hear the crash, you're psyched. It's like, ah! Where are my shoes? Yes! Where are my shoes? Have you seen my shoes? Fuck it, I'm going out without shoes. I'm going out shoeless. Right? You come out of your house, all your neighbors are coming out, everyone's coming out. You're like waving at each other. You're psyched to see each other. Come on, let's go. You want to go together? Come on, let's go. You, me, and you. No, you wait for the next group. You wait for the next group. Come on, we'll go as a team. No, you wait. You wait for the next group.
So true, though.
And then you get out there. It's no big deal, but everyone stands out there for like 2 extra hours.
Yep.
It's over. No one's hurt or anything, but everyone has to stay out there. Even if it's hot, everyone acts like they're cold and shit. Hey, what's up? I just had to see what's going on. And it doesn't matter who you start talking to, I guarantee everyone is having the same exact conversation. No matter who you get into it with, all anybody's saying like back and forth is, yeah, well, no, I was in my kitchen and I heard it, so I came out. You were in your living room, I was in my kitchen cleaning a dish. I heard it, I came out. What? You were in your basement? He was in his living. I was in my kitchen cleaning a dish. I was really cleaning and I heard it, so I came out. What? Shoes? No, fuck shoes. Shoes. Listen to this guy with shoes. You. Shoes over here. And everyone always wants to be a part of like the police. You know what I mean? We always want to be involved. We want to talk to the cops whenever they come near you. You know, officer, I'm sorry, I just want you to know if it helps in your investigation, I was in my kitchen and I heard it, so I came out. I will testify in court. I was cleaning a dish. I will bring the dish as Exhibit A. And this guy, he was in his basement. Tell him what you told me. Tell him what you told me. That's not what he told me. He's lying. That's not what you told me.
It's like every small town ever, dude. It's exactly what happened.
Man.
Such a
That
classic.
was such a good chuckle. Yeah.
Such a good bit, dude. I needed that to break up like just the tragedy of this whole thing.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody can relate to a time where they've done that. You know, I know exactly what he's talking about too, where he's just like when you're out there standing by the accident, you just come out, you just got your arms, it's like 90 degrees, it's the middle of summer, you're just like, hey, yo, yeah, what's up? Yeah. It's fucking wild,
Or it's
right?
the middle of the night and you just like grabbed a robe and just walked out and you're holding it like to your chest while you look around.
Don't want my titties falling out.
Yeah.
Carl's over there. He gets a little. He's already been trying to get my number. Like I don't want to see my cleave, you know. And then it's
now,
it's like I gotta go back in. Carl's coming over here.
Yeah, car accidents I'll go outside for. Now neighborhood drama I will not go outside for, but I will watch from the window.
I know I've had neighbors like screaming help, and like I was like in high school at the time, and we were just like, damn, somebody should help. We're like, not me. No, I'm not going up there. You go up there. No, dude, I'm not fucking going up there. What if he's got a gun? Well, she seems scared. Go call the cops. All right, we'll call the cops, and everybody calls the cops together. You know,
yes, we've already had multiple reports about this incident.
I was in my kitchen and I heard her scream help, so I came out.
I was washing a dish.
Yeah, I was washing a dish. I'll testify. Bring the dish as Exhibit A. I'm the opposite. I go, I'm not involved, so I'm not looking. Yeah, it's always like, well, okay, there's the one car. Where's the other car that hit him? It's like a big investigation. It's like, I gotta find the second car to the accident. Because they've always one car always goes and pulls off into like the parking lot somewhere. So they're out of the road, but the other car's just completely fucking totaled, so it can't go nowhere. So you're always looking for the other, and then somebody finally spots it. There's the other car. There it is, over there in that parking lot. Oh, shit. Should we go over? Nah, there's tons of cops. And the cops, like, shut it down so you can't get close to the accident at all. And so you try to get as close as you possibly can.
Yeah, people go up to the edge of the crime scene tape.
Yeah, I basically walk until the cops say, oh, you can't come. You got to stop there. It's like, I've seen people, like, walk up to the actual accident and then have the cops be like, what are you doing? Get back. Like, what? It's like, I just wanted to see what happened, dude. We had them all the time at my job because I work, like, at a university. So, like, there's always, like, drunk kids crashing and shit. And we're usually the first responders because, like, we're typically there and we get there before, like, the public safety people get there. This one time, this girl got T-boned because she came flying through a stop sign, got T-boned by this guy, and she was like, black girl, by the way, just so you guys know I'm not racist. And she was sitting there up on this hill, and I'm just sitting there talking to her, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm just a little rattled." I was like, "I think this car's totaled." She's like, "It's a rental." I'm like, "Well, at least it's not your own car." She started chuckling. So I was just like, good. At least like I kind of calmed down the situation a little bit. But
Yeah.
can't help it. I just try to make people laugh. It's like my go-to. My hubby knows all the neighbors by name. I don't know not one of them, so I feel like I need to. Well, yeah, in case you got to go out and check out an accident with them, you have to act like you can help. Bring a box of Band-Aids. Yeah, I always have this like I gotta take authority moment where I'm like, I work for this university. I really need to step up and make sure that I help out here. This is where where the accident at down there. Yeah, you're gonna go down and make a left, and I feel like so fucking accomplished after I tell them where the accident is. I'm just like, look at me, fucking.
I was helpful.
Yeah, pinnacle of help there, dude. I might as well have been the police himself. You know, tell him where to go. All right, anyway, now back to the really sad stuff. We had to break that up a little bit because it was really depressing. But it's going to get back to being depressing now. But nobody says that we have to make it depressing. We're entertainers here.
Beside the officer, a bystander records distressing footage of the crash site on his cell phone, which later surfaces on YouTube.
I don't know where he is. Stop recording.
Did you guys see what happened?
No, we were. Same as him.
Okay.
He's definitely the guy.
Okay.
I bet you when that guy recorded it, he had no idea there was a popular YouTuber in the other car. He was probably just filming the post to like his Facebook or something, which still kind of gross. Meanwhile, I'm over here like you're all probably adults. You guys can handle it. Yeah, basically. It's like, well, if everybody, there's always that one overly zealous person who wants to be like a superhero.
Yeah.
Just start asking the person a million questions. You're like, just give them a fucking second. They were just like in a terrible accident. I'm busy washing my dishes. You guys can handle the car accident. Yeah, tell me what happened. Take pictures.
Ma'am, did you see what happened?
I didn't. I was sitting at Stinker. I saw the explosion, but I didn't actually see exactly what happened.
Okay.
I was just, I'm an Uber driver.
There's just definition of that. I was in my kitchen, so I heard it, so I came out. I got my pajamas on. This is exactly. Oh, she had time to put her slides on though. She got her UGG boots on. She got her cigarette. I needed to smoke a cigarette anyway. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. I'm gonna go up and see what the accident happened up there.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What are you gonna add?
I was gonna mention the cigarette.
Yeah. Perfect. This is the perfect time to be a smoker. Because they got to go outside to smoke anyway. So why not go outside, smoke a cigarette, go see the accident that just happened?
Right.
For a call, and so I rushed over and called 911 and tried to do a little assessment for an operator. I really couldn't tell you what happened. I mean,
did a little assessment for the operator.
Mangled. Yeah.
I guess you could say I'm kind of a big deal now. I'm a
her assessment is that the car is mangled.
Yeah. What's your assessment? Well, one car looks really fucking bad, and the other car is not that bad. One's white, the other one's black. One of them is upside down, and one of them straight. Okay, you have those exact pajamas. Of course you do. They do look comfy, though.
Nick and Andrew are both freed. They're transported by ambulance to St. Mary's Hospital in critical condition. For first responders who remain at the scene, it's difficult to imagine how both drivers survived such a violent wreck.
Chris, he was wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah.
I think he smacked his head right on that windshield.
Look at all them airbags.
Well, I'm sure he snapped into a lot of stuff.
I can't believe that guy in the van was talking.
What were they chasing him?
We weren't chasing him for anything.
We were told that he was running from the cops. This guy was running from the cops. He came through the intersection and took him out.
No.
No?
No.
Yeah. That's what we were told. We're like, where'd this come from?
Who told you that?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no.
It was passed on to one of our guys, and then they passed it on.
Yeah.
Rumor mill.
Yeah, that's how that
All these people
started.
washing their dishes don't know what happened. Just assumed he was running from the cops.
Yeah, that's
Great.
just bad. That's just he was
Great.
running from the. That all started from just one person being like, we need to really zazz this story up a little bit. I heard he was running from the cops. You heard he was running from the cops? Yes. And then they tell two other people they're running from the cops. Oh my god! The reason the guy in the van survived is because that van sits up a lot higher than that car does. So I'm assuming that the YouTuber took the brunt of that hit. Meanwhile, the other guy probably just smashed his legs pretty good.
Yeah, because his car, the YouTuber's car is lower.
Yeah. That's what's scary about those vans and like how reckless those guys, especially work people who it's not even their van. They just drive them recklessly because it's the office's van, you know?
You know what? It's like the big trucks for me. It just is every time.
Yeah, the semi, and I'll be honest, truck drivers nowadays are the worst they've ever been. They suck at driving. They are so. I actually hate being near them now because of how terrible so many truck drivers are. Because because they're so desperate to get workers now that they don't even care if they're a shitty ass driver. It's not like it used to be before where, you know, you had to be like really good at what you were doing. We've already talked about this before online.
Yeah, we've had several cases recently.
Yep.
And it's what happens when you try to fill something too fast and you will go after quantity over quality.
Yep, absolutely.
Rumors aside, officers are still a long way from understanding the truth of what happened here tonight. An officer arrives at the hospital and attempts to question Nick, the driver of the van, but this proves challenging.
Hey, Nick. I'm Officer Keys.
Please release my body.
Can you tell me what happened?
Don't grab there.
Why is it my fault?
I didn't say anything. I just asked you what happened.
These crazy people want control.
Okay. Can you tell me what your name is?
Sounds like this guy's suffering from PTSD.
Though his words make little sense, it's still too soon to determine whether that's due to injury or something else entirely. Back at the scene, officers gather statements from more witnesses, but even with their combined accounts...
Oh yeah, there's no way they're not going to get a blood draw.
I was in a rollover and was the only one injured. Well, I'm happy you made it, Maya.
It's difficult to pinpoint exactly what happened.
This car was facing eastbound on North at the red light. White car blows the red, smashes into this one, crashes, like it drags this thing, pushes it, and I'm thinking it trips
right there at that curb.
Oh shoot. That right there hits that, spins, or flops over. And
dude, that is just a pile of wreckage. It's amazing he even lived through the initial hit with how destroyed that car is.
It doesn't even have any of its original
car. I think that's the only thing that spared him a little bit. And it's the only reason he didn't die immediately is because the van does belong to him. But those guys in those vans who sit up high, they could be reckless because they know their lives aren't in as much danger. But look at that car, dude. Just absolutely destroyed. If somebody was on the other side of that car, they would have been killed instantly. But this guy, that's how hard he was hit, that he was on the other side and he still got that fucked up. Not easy to do.
The guy continues and he could see, I'm assuming the tire's either on its rim or was trying to brake because these big old gouge marks.
Nearly 2 hours after the crash, Andrew's wife Evelyn arrives at the scene.
No.
She would later explain that Andrew was on his way home from backpacking and filming for his YouTube channel at Bears Ears National Monument.
Poor woman.
When he never made it back, she tracked his phone to the intersection. Andrew was just 4 minutes from home. At the hospital.
That's the craziest thing about so many of these accidents is that so many of them happen so close to home. You can go on like an 8-hour drive, and in the last 10 minutes is where you end up getting killed. I'm not sure if that's because people feel more familiar with the roads or what, but I've heard of so many accidents where people have done like cross-country road trips just to be killed like 2 minutes from their house. Terrible.
Oh, it's awful.
He was stopping at a red light. His wife was near her. You could tell she really loved him because she literally hunted down where his phone was. Like,
and a lot of times these like family apps, like the one my family uses, Life 360.
Yeah.
It'll alert you if the phone or whoever has it was involved in an accident. So it's pretty useful feature.
Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I have that. I track where my daughter's at. What's sad is most drunk drivers survive while killing the other people. Yeah, because I think it has something to do with them being like their body's so relaxed from drinking that they survive. That's what helps them survive like these accidents. The footage from the security cam is hard to watch. Yeah, we haven't got to that part yet.
Hospital, an officer answers what few questions she can from Evelyn as she relays the information to Andrew's family over the phone.
Do you know how fast the person is going? A little over the speed limit. A little over the speed limit, so probably speed limit's like 30 there. Yeah. Is there any other information you can share with me? No, that's all the officers can share. It was not his fault. It was not his fault, is all that they can confirm, which just pisses me off.
According to public updates posted by the family, Andrew underwent surgery at the hospital to control bleeding in his brain, and his condition stabilized. Traffic cameras captured the moment his Subaru Outback came to a complete stop at the red light. 7 seconds later, the white cargo van plowed into the back of his vehicle,
Oh my God,
sending it barreling through the intersection. Andrew's father later made a guess at how fast the van was really traveling through the 35-mile-per-hour zone.
Am I out of the ballpark if I suspect that he was hit from the rear at something approaching 80 miles an hour?
Yes, you'd be right on.
Yeah, it's got to be, because that going from 0 to 80 like that, your body's cannot handle that kind of acceleration. And and if he wasn't prepared for this, is probably another fear of mine. Like, if you ever stopped at a red light and you keep your eye on the rearview mirror and you see somebody coming up on you real fast, you're like, "Fuck, please stop," you know?
Yeah, it does get the heart pounding a little bit.
Yeah, and for him to die, he's in the front of this car, and for him to die from being hit from the back, that just shows you how violent this was.
Yeah, and how much of the impact he absorbed over the other guy, but also the height difference, like we said.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, that guy was sitting up so high in that truck, he probably only got his legs fucked up.
These angles failed to capture the van in the crucial seconds before impact. Later, surveillance videos from nearby businesses, combined with recovered crash data, would paint a far clearer picture.
We can just hope right now and hope the miracle happens and Andrew survives this.
By February 6th, 1 week after the crash, Andrew's family shares an update. Though he has no spinal damage, a CT scan shows increased bleeding and several small strokes on the left side of his brain.
Oh, no.
He's kept under sedation to give his brain time to rest. Meanwhile, Nick has recovered enough to answer questions from investigators.
Do you have a broken pelvis or something somebody was saying or something?
Yeah, they had to cut open my stomach like C-section, and they had to cut down my leg just to get at my hip bone to jam it back into the socket.
Is that a bone down?
Seems like a small comparison to what Nick had to go through.
Yeah, that's just very descriptive. Or you mean Andrew? Andrew,
I'm sorry, Andrew. Nick was the guy that hit him.
The driver.
Sorry, yeah. Andrew. Yeah.
I got stitches like with Jack from that Christmas movie.
Oh, wow. So what's the last memory you have, like I said, before the crash?
My gas pedal, the mat that's underneath it, I guess got stuck on it. I bent down to pick it off of it, and the next thing I know, I'm like, bam! And all my stuff is flying around.
That sounds
I'm in,
like an excuse.
Extreme pain, and
I think
I'd be really curious about the blood.
Or he was texting and driving.
No.
I think the texting and driving is almost more of a cause for accidents today than actual, because even sober people text and drive like crazy.
For a freaking rug, dude. I don't remember anything after crashing into them.
Is that they were?
If they investigate, I mean, I don't know how you can investigate and prove the rug thing though with the truck being so fucked up, but you'd expect to find that rug to be very loose. And why was he going? That doesn't explain why he was going so fast too. You know, I mean, this is still manslaughter at the very least.
Yeah.
Stopped.
I mean,
They were just stopped.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
yeah, I mean, it has to be at this point. Like, we know that the guy, Andrew, is not going to make it. So
Yeah.
it's just, it's so sad. I feel so bad for his wife.
Yeah, it's so fucking sad, dude. This whole, I mean, anytime something like this happens, you know, I can't imagine what she's feeling right now. Especially this guy, he was like really successful, on top of the world, doing what he loved,
Mm-hmm.
had everything going for him. He was in good shape, just to be snuffed out. Oh, they find out stuff. Just watch. All right, let's go.
The red light.
I figured they had to because it's 37 minutes and we're only 12 minutes in.
Oh yeah, we've been really chatty Cathy's.
What? I can't answer. I can't answer that, but close to you, sir.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very sad situation for everybody involved.
According to police records, technicians noted during the van's inspection that the accelerator pedal had been snapped off. After reviewing crime scene photos, the mat also appeared to be partially bent up on both sides after the wreck. While it is possible the mat became stuck, observations made by medical staff after Nick arrived at the hospital point to a more concerning possibility.
Uh-oh.
Any drugs, alcohol, or any other distractions that night, sir?
No, so since I don't have a phone and my leg was visibly out of my skin, I didn't know how to cope and wait. So I drank.
Look at that. Look at all them bottles they found in the van. That's definitely someone who's suffering from alcoholism right there.
Yeah.
I imagine he's using this cream for his coffee. Yeah, over
I didn't even
ice.
think about that.
Look, it literally says bourbon cream or in coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably is drinking that in the morning when he's on his way to work. He has
Jaeger. I think that's the green one.
Yeah, this is Jaeger, rum chata. These are all things for like coffee. People who like alcoholics that put in coffee and stuff. But that doesn't. Normal people don't have that in their vehicles. Just saying.
Right.
Like a bunch of shots just sitting in my vehicle just to try to mitigate with something I'm still struggling with right now.
Okay.
There it is.
Are you talking after the crash?
After, yeah.
Oh, after the crash, you started drinking a bunch of shots.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't believe that.
But nothing before.
No, the pain was so freaking intense that it's like, and I knew I didn't have a way to call you guys because I don't have a phone.
Right.
And so I was trying to do everything I can to be like, help me,
Right.
come on, somebody call the cops, please help me, and drink because how much pain I was in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, no, I don't buy that. I don't. No, the diversity, the rum chata. You know, were you just gonna bring these little shots home with you?
Yeah, just in case I'm in an accident and I need all these shots here. You know. God, thank God I had all that alcohol in the car, cops, because I was in so much pain. I mean, that's why he was probably saying I'm a human. He was probably so shit-faced drunk. Now, he could be suffering from PTSD or something since he's a veteran, but if, you know, that's still no excuse. Get help.
Don't get behind the wheel.
Yep.
All right.
Now
That's the final decision you make as a human.
Yep.
You can go ahead. Maybe if you want to consume or overconsume your booze, do it at home in a safe place, and don't get behind the wheel of a vehicle.
I'm very lucky in that, like, when I was out there acting a fool, that I never hurt anybody, but I definitely could have. Easily.
During the van's inspection, a white trash bag was found containing numerous small bottles of alcoholic beverage containers that were either empty or nearly empty.
Oh, look, there's even more.
The bag itself contained a dark brown liquid substance that smelled, quote...
I don't think this guy's evil, by the way. I just think that he's irresponsible and he needed to get help before something. I mean, this is a tragic situation. Listen, I mean, I can't sit here and judge this guy, right? Because I've been in his position before, not with alcohol, but definitely getting behind the wheel when I shouldn't have, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say this, but this is the risk you take. And I knew that, and like other people know that. And if someone, by the sheer grace of God, I never hurt anybody. But my life could have turned out so much more different, right? So much more different.
Yeah.
Because people who are suffering like this typically don't have much value on their life at that moment. Because like they don't care if anything happens to them. They're just usually in a really dark place to begin with. But that's when people who are just living normal lives and doing the best they can end up victims in situations like this because of these people that are living in dark places. And it's not like, I don't know what the cops could have done before this happened, unless this guy has a history of drinking and driving, and then we can get into that discussion. But this is a reality for so many people out there. Oh no, maybe I've spoken too soon. It's later as his claims changed that I'm having problem with. Okay. I mean, this is definitely not good though. And it absolutely needs to be held responsible. He was I'm just saying I don't think he's evil. But he absolutely should be held and 100% responsible for what happened here.
Foul, such as vomit. Investigators would return to this subject later after obtaining his hospital records.
So good they did.
For now,
Hopefully
investigators
pull blood.
continue gathering evidence while monitoring Andrew's condition. On February 18th, his father shares that he's been taken off sedation and is breathing with minimal ventilator support.
That's where we are. We'll keep you posted.
No, please keep me 100% posted.
Is he making it?
It's, I mean, right, if I heard things like that, I would think good things, right?
Right.
So where did this all go south?
I don't know.
Like I said, I don't have a lot of words for your family right now. But I've been looking at my own son, honestly, a lot different. He's 16, going to be 17 soon, and every time he leaves the house now or anything driving, like, your family is, on my mind. And I'm sorry. So.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It works.
Andrew is still in the ICU on February 21st when Nick is finally discharged from a VA hospital.
This is why Uber is so valuable.
Promptly intercepted by police officers and arrested on a vehicular assault warrant. Before heading to jail, he's brought in for an interview.
How you doing, man?
With all things considered, I think they're trying to keep me in a hospital to treat me as like a psychosis or like making something into something that's not.
Oh, really?
So I just wanted to come to you guys and face some music.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get this forever.
Sure, I get that. And so as far as your injuries, it sounds like you can kind of walk now and stuff like that?
I can't put weight on it, but I've gotten pretty good at hopping.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to get better.
I'm glad you're doing okay and that you're going to heal up.
And at this point, I don't think the other guy has died yet, right? Because it was vehicular assault. So
I think they said that he was released from the hospital shortly after the other guy was taken off of his intubation.
Yeah.
I'm
just pointing that out. Because if this guy had died and this guy was laughing, it would be a lot different meaning to me than right now. As far as everybody in this room is concerned, this guy is still alive and he's going to make it, considering like the good news of the ventilator. Obviously we know what happens because we're aware of how this ends. But at this moment, like typically I would be like, look at him fucking smiling, but he's in a coma. Yeah. So, as far as they all are concerned, though, he's going to pull through. Like, that's what I would take from a lot of the responses and stuff that I saw. Like, if I saw his family say he's breathing with little help from the regulator or the oxygen, that'd be a good sign to me, right? And then he might pull through. But obviously, we know that doesn't happen.
Brother, no, I appreciate the thing that bugged me.
I mean, he still is making it about himself. The first thing I would say is, tell me what's going on with the other guy. Is he okay? Like, that's what I would do, because
he knows what really happened that night.
Yeah,
even if he's not going to be honest about it.
But it just kind of shows that like the self-preservation kicks in for these people, and it just becomes about themselves.
The most was that guy's not quadriplegic and he's alive.
Sure.
Nick shares with the investigators that before crashing the van, he'd been living in it and was traveling toward the West Coast.
as of recently, I lost both my cats, and I was just trying to go to the Native American ruins just to like keep my mind distracted. But that's been something that I really need, is like a career or a job you go into, like a purpose in life.
Interestingly, many of the videos on the Desert Drifter YouTube channel feature Andrew visiting ancient ruins and prehistoric sites. According to a video posted by his wife Evelyn, exploring these landscapes left Andrew with a, quote, sense of peace and purpose.
I came back to a country that said 9/11 was a scam, and you know, it's like we were murderers and all kind of stuff. So it was really hard to get help and meet anybody, knowing that I was a veteran, especially in like super liberal states.
Okay.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry. There's so many programs out there for veterans, and there's so many, like even both the left and the right are pretty supportive of our fucking troops. So I don't know if he's trying to like jazz up his PTSD allegation, or if his lawyer told him to say this stuff or what, but I feel like if he had a lawyer, the lawyer would be there with him right now while he's doing this. But yeah, he also thinks he's in therapy. Again, I have nothing but the utmost respect for our veterans, but this ain't the look, right? Like these people are taught to not be victims, and he seems like he's taking the Rambo route, or trying to curry favor with these cops by saying, "You guys know what I mean, right? They're calling us murderers for trying to do our jobs," and I don't know, just seems like a cop out.
They had a lot more animosity, so I was just trying to drive around until I found a state that accepted a veteran just trying to get back on his feet.
Claiming he has little memory of the crash, Nick listens as the officer walks him through what they saw on the traffic cameras.
When it hit, right, you guys went across the intersection, you shoved the other vehicle, goes...
Feel it. Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. No, take your time.
No, it's fine.
And so it shoves into that light pole on the southeast corner there. And then from there, your van continues eastbound along the sidewalk, comes to rest in an upright position, and the other vehicle overturned, unfortunately, from there, okay?
He then returns to a familiar story, one that quickly falls apart under scrutiny.
It was like being in a dream.
Well, this happened in 2025. So this was probably right after the election. So he must be like right leaning and like trying to use liberals or something as like his reason for needing to find peace. So I don't know. I think it's kind of a cope.
Nothing seemed real. Like I was in complete shock. All I could feel was pain radiating all through my body.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do. I keep emergency shots in my I have like emergency kit with like Band-Aid and stuff.
Okay.
And so I keep shooters in there, and I
said no one ever. Now, if he was living out of his van, that's one thing, right? I can understand having alcohol in your car if you're living out of it. But why are they in your center console? Why are you having so much trouble getting a job? I haven't heard him say he has PTSD. All I've heard him say is that he doesn't like the way that he's being treated. So, I don't know. It's not adding up right now.
just remember drinking them and throwing them out the window.
As imaginative as
he's littering too.
Explanation might be, it's in direct conflict with witness statements and what's clearly observed in body cam footage.
Breathing.
He's breathing?
He's breathing, but he is unresponsive.
Okay, so he's saying that so he can explain why there's alcohol in his blood. And he wasn't drinking while he was driving. He drank after the crash.
Did you ever see...
That's what he's saying. Obviously, we know that's probably not the...
eat or drink anything while they were in front of you?
No, for the majority of the time he was unconscious.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. Right. It was like, I wasn't me. This isn't real. This isn't happening. And I think it was like a dream. And so doing the shooters was like me trying to connect back to reality almost. I don't know how to explain that.
Hospital records would later reveal that Nick had a blood ethanol level of 0.201 when his blood was drawn at the hospital at 1:45 a.m., nearly 4 hours after the crash.
Clearly not shocked to any of us that he has alcohol in his blood at this point.
Detectable amounts of fentanyl and THC were also found in his bloodstream.
Fentanyl. and THC. So this guy was hot. So you could say what you want about the drinking. My guess is the fentanyl had him nodding out behind the wheel, one of these. And that's where he crashed. He wasn't awake. He wasn't conscious when he hit that car.
And I'm sure that high of a blood alcohol didn't help. You know?
I mean, this guy is just numbing himself
into oblivion.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. 1.7 milliliter. I don't know what ng/ml means, but 1.7, it seems like a pretty high amount of fentanyl in your system. So I guarantee that he was nodding out behind the wheel. I drink, but I don't drink in my dreams. It was very weird. Like when I was an addict, like there was a lot of I'd have a lot of dreams about drugs. Even when I got clean, those were hard to get through. So he needed alcohol for the pain. I mean, it seemed like he was doing all this shit. This guy was on a bunch of stuff. So he was just in full out alcoholism, all of it, all at once. Pretty freaking nuts.
Investigators also shared something with Andrew's father that has disturbing implications.
That's a lot.
We have a ready report. Do you know what that is?
No.
Report every drunk driver immediately.
Oh.
We have that from hours prior to the crash, out near the Palisade area.
Okay.
With that van.
So he was in another crash. No. Yeah, he was in another crash right. So yeah, obviously fentanyl.
They could have caught him too.
Yep. It depends on that depends on the area because I
if the information travels between counties.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's very sad. I mean, this guy should absolutely be alive if these cops did their job after the first accident and looked for him. But I'm gonna lean in and say that the fentanyl was probably more responsible for the crash than the drinking was.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
But that was quite a few hours prior, but had already reported that they were possibly, under the influence at that point. Have you ever gotten a DUI before or anything like that?
11 years ago.
Oh, 11 years. Oh, quite a while ago.
According to police records, Nick was arrested in February of 2014 and charged with DWI, aggravated DWI, and reckless endangerment. He was sentenced to 3 years of probation. However, the potential consequences this time could be far more severe given Andrew's condition.
The guy hit's not a quadriplegic and he's not dead.
I have no idea what his status is going to end up being. I mean, he's still at the hospital, right? And he's still not doing very well at all. But I don't know what his end result will be. He's not alert. He's not awake. And so I spoke to his father. I've spoken.
So it wasn't until after he had already asked a million questions, like made sure he put himself in a good position with the officers, or at least made a bunch of excuses, that he finally asked how this other guy was doing.
His wife.
Any person who had like the least bit of empathy or compassion would want to know about the other guy first before they ever talked about anything involving themselves. Please don't judge me. I used to drive while on Fent and didn't even remember that I drove to the store and back. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're yeah. I know that people like Moreau don't really understand why somebody would mention their previous drug history, but I am incredibly proud of the fact that I beat that shit, and I don't care who I tell about the stories that I did when I was in active addiction, because that is not who I am today. If anything, I do it as a cautionary tale to try to make sure that people know that like that's not something you ever want to do, a road you never want to go down. And people with small brains who can't understand why somebody would want to make it known what it was like for them when they were on drugs is probably somebody who just can't think for themselves, or is so desperately trying to put themselves in a superior position for either them or their fans that they can't understand why somebody would want to mention something that was a huge part of their life that they consider to be a big mistake that they were able to overcome and learn from.
Yeah, like tell me you've never really improved yourself before without telling me, because anybody who's kind of had to overcome any kind of obstacle would understand the sentiment.
Yep. And
I'm past it now, so I can talk about it.
yeah, like I was an idiot because of chemicals. Why are you an idiot? I mean, you're just born with it. Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. But clearly, anybody who can't think that critically, there's a reason why their chat makes fun of them the whole time that they're online. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
A few times. And so we're just trying to put it all back together, what actually happened that night. The only thing, like I said, that I know for sure, based off of the video, is that he was just stopped at a red light when you...
And yes, Daniel's crew, you recovered. And that's all that matters, right? You're not that same person that you were then. But some people who are desperate to try to paint you as something that you're probably not, typically that says more about them than it does about you. And anybody who's worth their salt sees through that shit.
The back of his vehicle.
Maybe this thing has changed the course of what your
I don't
purpose looks
think
like.
I would have ever forgiven myself. Like, I think this probably is what needed to happen.
Even if this incident changes the course of Nick's life for the better, Andrew's father would likely disagree that it was worth the cost of what happened to his son.
Absolutely. No one's life is more valuable than someone else's. And even if Nick goes on to live a normal life after this, that will never equal the life that Andrew had. Like and Nick's gonna have to live with this for the rest of his days, like knowing what he did. And Andrew's family is gonna have to remember, just have memories really of their son, and which is fucking tragic. But it doesn't matter if even if Nick goes on to be like one of the most pro speakers for, awareness about this shit, that's still not worth Andrew's life. And it never could be. Nothing that Nick can do can fix what happened to Andrew.
How are you doing? I can't imagine. It's messed up.
Like, you shouldn't have.
No, it should never have happened.
It's not even explainable, really.
And it's not in any way. Like, so there's, when I've dealt with a lot of crime in my 19 years straight. There's sometimes where people are victims, right? And then there's victims, right? And this is one where it's just 100%. He is a victim every way.
Absolutely.
Is there anything you want me to tell the family, or that you would say that?
I would gladly give my life, because I don't have one, for that person just to wake up and have one.
I believe him when he says this, by the way. There is no, like when you're in this situation and you're so down on yourself, I got, like, if they gave this guy an option to like just replace his and bring back Andrew, I guarantee he probably would, because right now he's probably just looking for any reason to even get through the next day. That's how it is when you're in active addiction.
Following Nick's interview, he's booked into the Mesa County Jail. But the case is far from over.
But life's not
Crash
fair.
data, additional surveillance footage, and Nick's own private confessions will soon cast the incident in a much...
Now this is where I don't think Nick's going to look very good. Because we remember what he said in the beginning of this video, correct? This is where we're going to start seeing who this guy might really actually be. Well, all I could say is, like, when I was in that guy's position, I probably would have easily been like, oh my God, I killed someone. Like, yeah, take me. You can have him back. Like, I have nothing to offer right now. I do now, but I didn't then, for damn sure. And I'm just super, super freaking lucky that nobody ever got hurt. That's all it is. It's the only difference between my life and Nick's, is that I lucked out and that I never hurt anybody. Call it fate, call it luck, call it the universe doing whatever. That's just the facts of the matter. And I can't sit here and be a hypocrite and say that, like, I can't sit here and act like I'm better than this guy when I was this guy at one point in my life. You know? I feel like that's, like, not genuine to you, not genuine to anybody else. And again, I really do not care if people make fun of me for the fact that I talk like this. It's my truth, and I'm going to keep rolling with it. I'm again just super. And how many other people out there are super lucky that they've never killed someone? There's some that do, and they have to live with that. But that's the risk you take every single time you get in your car when you're drunk or if you're high. Everybody knows this. Even when you're drunk and high, no matter how sad your life is, that does not excuse risking everybody else's life around you. And this is coming from someone who's been in that position.
Darker light. For now, Nick reaches out to his estranged mother, who's all too familiar with the victim, Andrew Cross.
Hello, Nick.
Oh my God. Mama.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're alive.
I hit somebody.
I know. I actually was a fan.
Yeah.
He reminded me of you so much. Eric and I used to watch his videos. In fact, we were going to go and take trips to some of the places he'd been just to get out and do something.
Andrew's YouTube.
That's wild, right? How that all comes full circle like that. That is so, like, this just shows you how small this world actually is.
Channel, described as exploration and adventure with a historical twist, mainly focuses on solo hiking treks in both well-known and remote areas, often highlighting historical sites and artifacts. While collecting Andrew's belongings from the totaled car, his father shared further details about his son.
He was a history major undergrad at Virginia Tech. He started this channel on a whim because he had an interest in the as you know, these are referred to them, the ancient peoples that populated the lands to our west and south here. So he started putting his videos up, and in less than a year he had over 400,000 subscribers.
To date, his YouTube videos have amassed over 97 million views.
I appreciate you being honest, Daniel's crew, about your experiences.
Yeah, I've been doing this stuff for years and never would have imagined that other people would be interested in coming along.
3 weeks after the crash, update.
I feel like most YouTubers feel like that. Like when people actually want to listen to you, you're like, why? Like, why do you want to listen to me? Why do you want to come on these trips with me? But you just don't question it. You just keep doing it, right?
Show that Andrew has begun to respond to pain.
You know who doesn't think like that? People who are fucking narcissists. People who feel like that they're entitled or they demand an audience or they deserve an audience. Those are the people who typically you don't really want to follow.
Which his wife Evelyn writes is a positive step in the right direction. Meanwhile, Nick continues speaking to his mom from jail, describing his van life adventures.
I was going long-term camping. Mom, I saw the most beautiful things in nature that really... So, like, Jesus in the Bible, he's like the embodiment of like feminine and masculine. I think that's why he has like a big heart. And in the military, they only teach you how to be masculine. You know, how like feelings are poison and like, talking about your feelings is something gay or whatever. But like when I was camping, I saw the entire Milky Way. And I was crying for the first time in my life.
On February 22nd, Andrew's sister shares that he's developed pneumonia, but continues breathing on his own with little support. They also begin reading him comments left by his fans, who pray relentlessly for his recovery.
Oh my God.
In a video call recorded from jail between Nick and his sister, they discuss what Andrew's condition means for his case.
Yeah, so I guess Andrew's going to make it out of this, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of a godsend, dude, if I'm really being honest with it.
Given the type of family he comes from, I don't think they're going to try to, like, really mess you up, man. You know?
Well,
I think if Andrew makes it out...
I don't know if she truly believes that. I mean, I guess, again, you have to remember that right now, I guess they both think that he's going to make it.
Yeah.
Which, the only reason this... Like, if we're going to be transparent about this, the only reason this seems so fucked up now is because he didn't make it. But who knows what, is going to happen. I mean, I guess they're counting on the fact that they're, like, Christian people. It sounds like they're Christians.
Mm-hmm.
But
so they won't try to come after him for, like, a lot of money.
Yeah, they'll just be happy that he's alive. But I don't know.
Yeah. It just rubs me the wrong way, you know?
It definitely does. Like, wait until he's up and walking, and you never know what complications come down the line too. But
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe she's just trying to give him, you know, it's your brother. Like, maybe she's just trying to give him like good feedback or something, or try to keep him positive or something. Because who knows? Like, if my brother was in a fucked up situation, I'd probably try to like cheer him up too. You know, so it's hard for me to like hate on them. But
yeah,
knowing what we know, it's easy to look at this and go, "What the fuck, dude?" You know.
Out of this,
dude, I'm like,
like,
I'm pretty
God,
emotional.
God,
about that,
like
dude.
had your back on this. Like you
That's too early to say that.
Yeah.
have to see God. Like God crashed you both. Like, but God's kind of like coming out on this one.
No, I don't want that to be on my conscience, and like, I think all of this happened for a reason.
On February 28th, Andrew's sister Jenna provides another update on her brother's condition. Writing, his responses to neuro exams haven't changed. If anything, they've become less noticeable.
Oh.
The statistics about Andrew's likelihood to have a moderate recovery or even regain consciousness are discouraging. And it seems like the more info we get, the bleaker the picture. As officers visit with Nick at the jail,
I think when I find out his reaction to when he dies, I'll know exactly like how Nick honestly feels about this. Because it's easy to sit there and say all this Gucci shit. Right now, he doesn't have access to drugs. He's in prison. Well, I'm sure some prisons you can still get access to drugs, but you know, it seems like at this point he seems like he's cleaned up a little bit.
he requests an update.
Is Andrew still alive?
He still is, but I don't know that it's looking very good. So I do know he's in extremely bad shape, but you know, his family's there praying for him and stuff, and but I don't know, man. Just to be perfectly honest,
I don't want to hear that. If he makes it even, I'm still gonna make a YouTube about that.
Yeah,
or something.
Do something.
Just to prevent people, because it's like I can't even sleep. I can't even.
Yeah,
I feel like for this guy, every time he wakes up, he's got to be like, that was a dream, right? And then he realizes it wasn't a dream. And then that's got to just be crushing weight on your chest. I mean, we've seen a lot of these videos, right, where people have joked about, but something about the way Nick is acting, like almost, it feels like, I think the way that they played it in the beginning was a little bit dishonest, where they made it seem like this guy died and then he was saying, I'm going to start a YouTube. But at this point, like, Nick's still alive. So, you know, and I think at this point, this guy's just looking for any reason to find purpose and make this make sense to everybody involved. Now, if this guy got out and started doing drugs again, all bets are off. All bets are off. But I can't imagine the guilt, right?
And you know, I do know of folks that go around and like speak at different, like maybe
I would like to do it while I'm still in and have the kids see me get shackled back up.
Yeah.
Because it really would teach a lesson. Like, bro, I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
As Andrew's condition declines and Nick remains behind bars, investigators continue analyzing the evidence. In the week following the crash, officers met with a near.
I don't typically go and read comments after videos, but I'm definitely curious what some of the comments on this video are.
By businesses, gathering two new angles of the crash. The first offers a wider view of the street, and
I think him thinking that he's going to be able to get out and make a YouTube kind of tells me that the weight of what's really going on here hasn't really hit him yet. Because I don't think at this point, he's ever going to get out, or he's going to be in there for a lot longer. And by the time he gets out, he's probably not going to even know how to be acclimated back into society.
The audio captures the moment of impact with disturbing clarity.
Definitely that.
The footage reveals that once the van struck Andrew's car, it carried it down the street until it collided with a light pole, causing it to roll over as it landed against the building.
I think that light pole.
Oh my God.
I think that light pole is a big reason why he didn't make it. I think maybe if the rear end happened and then they just went straight, maybe. But the rollover, I think, is what really fucked up his head.
Building. Another nearby business caught a similar angle, but one disturbing detail stands out.
And then this crazy man coming from way far away and fast. It's almost like it sped up before it even got to him. There was no, you'll see.
In video footage recorded on an officer's phone, the van can be seen gaining intense speeds before smashing into Andrew's car at the stop.
That's what tells me this guy nodded out. He had to have nodded out while he was driving. That's the only
with his foot on the gas.
Yeah. Yeah, because your body, like, being nodded out is a really strange thing. Like, unless you've been through it, you can't really explain it. But you're awake, but you're not awake. So your body still has its motor function, right? And if you're remembering that you're driving, your body still stays driving while your mind is just shut down. So I could see him absolutely pressing the gas. Or he started going down and his body leaning forward carried his foot further down onto the accelerator and pushed it faster.
Oh, man.
It's like, yeah, you know, have you ever seen videos of Kensington? You know, those people who can stand, but they're out?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like. That's exactly what, you know. So his upper body's out, but his lower body's still working. It's really fucked up, dudes. Like, if you watch the videos of people in Kensington as zombies that are literally sleeping, standing up like cows, right? Your body's not supposed to do that. Try doing that, like, when you're clean and sober. Not going to happen. You're going to fall down. But when you're nodded out, the top half of you is, like, completely out. The bottom half of you is still, like, awake. It's a fucked up thing, dude. Fucked up thing to experience, and I would not recommend anybody try it.
Flight. According to crash data, Nick was traveling at 80 miles per hour 5 seconds before impact. In the final tenth of a second, his speed climbed to 82, indicating he accelerated just before the collision. After learning the exact speeds at which his son was struck, Andrew's father shared a calculation with the investigating officer.
The weight of that van I estimated to be 10,000, his to be 4,000. Speed of travel, 82 miles an hour, his car being stationary. And Google's AI, artificial intelligence module spit out the calculation because they laid it all out.
Good point, Kaylee. So that pedal being broken off definitely suggests that he had that thing hammered down. So my guess is that he nodded out while he was driving. The car kept going straight. He started leaning forward, which put his foot down on the gas even more. And that gas pedal broke off due to the impact. It's like desolation syndrome. Yeah. I'm not familiar with desolation syndrome, but it sounds like it would be right. Like part of your body working on its own without your mind telling it to. Now, the only reason I can even say this stuff is because I know, right? I know what I've experienced it. I know what it feels like. If you weren't, that's why like people like the normal people in here can't grasp how the truck would speed up before. But knowing what we know about the fentanyl and all that stuff, and having someone who like has experienced it firsthand, I know what that is like, and that's the only reason why I can tell you. So, say what you want about my history as a drug addict, but it definitely offers me some insight that I don't think you get many other places on this fucking platform. Their parents that will never leave me. This dad reminds me of that moment. Yeah, and you could tell, these were good people. These were really good people. And they just got taken by a lost soul, really.
Steps at the bottom line is that he suffered an impact of over 87 G's.
God damn, the report also notes that a stuck floor mat would not explain this acceleration, and that a reasonable driver would have applied the brakes. Despite all the data, nothing could explain what compelled Nick to speed up before striking Andrew's car.
I've been through some tough stuff, dude, and I didn't have a means to react because I have insecurity issues and PTSD, this kind of and so, like, I don't know if my subconscious took over that night as, like, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but, like, I don't remember anything, dude. Yeah, I'm tired of even hearing that because of who was targeting me for so. No, it's fine. It's hilarious.
While it's unclear exactly who Nick believes was targeting him, he spoke further on the topic with his mother.
There's some YouTuber like bragging to the internet saying she was hacking my phone. You know, it's like it was a pretty traumatic 7 years ever since meeting Ross. And instead of doing hard drugs or becoming a criminal, I did everything I could to keep my sanity. And what happened with Andrew was a complete mistake. I never intended that to happen. You know,
dude,
I don't think for a second this guy planned on killing anyone. I don't think for a second. I don't think most people do. It's the fact that he was irresponsibly driving his car while he was doing hard drugs. And if I had killed someone, I absolutely would have been on the hook for that. I've definitely experienced it just on prescribed medications. Absolutely no judgment here. You know, I love you. Oh, thank you, Kaylee. Well, I'm sure that some of the medications you've taken can put you in that state. I'm familiar with some of the meds you've taken, and yeah, some of them can put you in that position where you take a high dose of morphine, or you take you know, these aren't Kaylee's medicines, by the way. I'm just pointing out like different drugs that are very easily prescribed that could easily make you get into the same state that this guy was in the night he did this. You know, those will absolutely put you out on the wheel. Oxycodone, any type of, you know, opioid can put you in that position. And then you mix that with marijuana and alcohol. It's a recipe for disaster and passing out behind the wheel.
Yeah, my dad, after his knee surgery, he had a lot of problems sleeping. So he was prescribed a muscle relaxer. And even that's what he was prescribed, but he could only take a partial dose of the pill because it would knock him out hard.
It doesn't care. You could be wide awake 1 second, the next you're out completely. Like, for all this guy knows, he was fine. And then next thing you know, bam, he's out. So I don't believe that. I don't believe that this guy intentionally killed this man. Not at all. It's just
I don't think it was malicious.
It was his demons that killed this man. And it was his lack of being able to deal with these demons in time. And the lack of probably the cop stopping him after the first accident definitely helped kill this man as well. You know, a lot of people will watch this, see these two interact, and then have like a completely hateful take towards them. Like, how could they laugh? Why is she bringing up like Gemini and stuff? Like, this is his sister trying to cheer him up in like probably the worst moment of this person's life. They grew up together. That doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make what happened okay. I'm just saying, like, you know, what would you do in the situation if you had a brother or sister? You can't just sit there and curse him out. Like, clearly, first off, I
doesn't
doubt
help
that
anybody anyway.
Yeah, and I doubt that they thought this was going to end up on like Ewu, right?
Yeah.
You know, how many people have had conversations that, you know, this whole Freedom of the Information Act is still pretty new that people use now. Did you see Justin Timberlake is trying to get like his body cam like stopped for being able to be released because he got pulled over for DUI, and people are trying to get the Freedom of Information Act so that they could put it on their YouTube channels, and his lawyers are trying to stop it from happening.
You need a good lawyer.
Yeah, you need it, and it costs a lot of money to stop that shit from getting out there. So, I mean, this is a whole new culture now of people who've realized that if you can get body cams, you can make a fortune off of them. And that's all it is. It's monetizing people's suffering. And don't get me wrong, it's exactly what we're doing here. But
like, you know, I think there's so many body cams that are just the worst days some people have had.
Oh yeah. I think that's probably the majority of them. Especially like those ones where you get like the people who are just like fucking hammered drunk. You never know if they just, and then you get 4 million people watching it. Those people,
or the people that just scream and fight, tooth and nail.
Yep, it's I think the worst times for people is when they're not drunk and they're just acting like an asshole. Those are the people who deserve it. But most of us can say one night where we've gotten drunk and didn't, and probably weren't acting our best. We're just lucky enough that didn't like get put on the internet, right? Again, I'm not defending these people. I'm just trying to, you know, before Not that anybody's gonna fucking watch this, but before like people like go hardcore after them, I do think that it's worth sitting there and thinking about this.
On the phone with the government, and I was like accurately pointing out their emotions on a phone as they felt them, even reading their minds. And I dude, I became such a controversy that there's thousands of people on the internet that were calling me the beast from the Bible, dude.
And while discussing the crash with his mother, a crucial detail in Nick's story
Just got
suddenly
some mental
changes.
illness into
I
that.
had edibles for, like PTSD or whatever to go to sleep at night, and I hadn't drank in a year. It wasn't me drinking on my own because I'm sad. There was somebody that came up to my van that offered me, like they had a big bottle of Jägermeister, and that's the last thing I remember. And then I remember waking up in the hospital, just lost and alone, Mom.
I believe he was lost and alone, but I do not believe the story about the Jägermeister. Somebody
just walked up
yeah.
and handed him free booze.
Jaeger bombs. You want some Jaeger bombs? Let's get some Jaeger bombs. No, I'm sorry. I mean, he's going through this part where he still has to grow a lot as a recovering addict, and part of that is learning how to stop lying. It is a very hard thing to learn how to do when you're in addiction, because you get so used to just lying about where you're going all the time because you're going to the cop that something you have to like retrain your brain to do. The sister definitely is trying to make him feel better. You can see it in her eyes. Yeah, it's just somber. I don't know. It's just very sad all around. It sounded like when his mom talked to him for the first time, she hadn't heard from him in a long time, because she sounds so relieved that he was just alive, right? So this guy was probably off just, going day by day, and just cut off his whole family and just went off on this whole like independent journey. Next time the family hears from him is like again, like it's horrible, right? But this sister might be the first time she's talking to her brother in a long time, and she's just happy to see that it's her brother again, and not like whatever he became after the drugs took over, So, and she just wants to keep him on the right path. It's unfortunate that Andrew's family had to pay the price for this, but I mean, I don't think that this guy's getting off scot-free though. He's gonna pay. There's gonna be justice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
Well, I'm
like,
sorry
when
to-
somebody offered me a drink, I took it because it was another human being who, like I'm alone, I'm by myself, like offered a good thing to me, or so I thought, and I kind of forgot my problems with alcohol,
Yep, I do.
But now I get it.
Mama
And a
hears
cruel
it too.
twist.
Well, you know how moms are. Their kids can do no
Yeah.
wrong,
No, I think she hears like that. I don't think anybody offered you alcohol. She said, with the way she said, "Yep."
Yeah, she's just like, I'm not gonna enable you, but yeah, I'm just not gonna fight you on it either. This is what you're saying. Again, who knows? Like, for all she knows, she's just happy to talk to her son again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps lying, so not taking accountability and not being truthful, which makes me believe he cares more about himself than the other girl. Just saying, no, I agree there. But again, I think at this point he's still alive, so he thinks that this could just be a learning experience, and I don't think that they've shown him tell him that Andrew died yet, right? So for all he knows, like this guy made it out, and it definitely could be. My mom would disown me. Yeah, see, I think that my mom would probably like try to help me get through it. It's just how my family is, like my mom's a ride or die. And that's probably how most mothers are to their sons. I'm sure if Alec, being a mom of a boy, if anything like, I want to make sure you're very clear. Like, I don't think it's ever going to happen, but like you would defend your son because it's just that connection you guys have to each other.
Yeah, I've thought about it before because I've seen some moms do some weird stuff, especially when it comes to their boy criminals.
Yeah, moms and their sons. It's about as strong as a connection as a father and their daughters.
We've seen them provide alibis, destroy evidence, or attempt to. I don't think I would ever like go that hard as like committing crimes myself, but I think that there would be a lot of a lot of room for forgiveness in my heart, you know, but I
Yeah,
would
it's your
also want
boy,
to
it's
see.
your baby, it's
Yeah.
your child, you know. And I think it's so easy to hop on these internets, Be so happy to hop in on these videos and just be like, this guy deserves to suffer. These people are all stupid. These people are retarded, like terrible. That's not reality. The reality is something so much more gray. All right. Yes, this guy absolutely fucked up. This guy costed a family more pain than they ever deserved to feel. But the reality is that good and evil is not black and white, and that's the reality of the situation.
Of irony, Andrew's father shared that his son once worked with a group that provides support for struggling adults, including those who are suffering from PTSD.
They're in Utah nearby. Then they're an outdoor, registered or whatever you have to be, accredited outdoor therapy program for people with primarily drug addiction.
Yeah, there's no excuse. I agree. There's no excuse for him denying or watering down his abilities or his
usage.
Yeah,
What happened?
or his responsibility in this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that was such a unk thing to say. These internets, hopping on these internets. But you know, again, it's just the truth is somewhere in between. Always is. Always is.
Aye.
And the only thing that sucks is that Andrew is 100% a victim and didn't deserve this. Absolutely, his family didn't deserve this. But unfortunately, this is the world we live in, and these things happen, and it's very sad. It's very fucking sad.
They're trying to kick, but also some alcohol.
I have a lot of people in my life that love me, but I didn't love myself.
Believe
And
that.
I couldn't forgive myself for everything that I didn't want to talk about.
I believe that.
And it kind of ended up like this.
Believe that.
Okay.
And you guys are right. You're right about everything. I didn't know how to open up to you guys. I didn't know how to talk to you. And it was better to drown my problems in probably every bottle I ever drank alone by myself.
The only thing that sucks is it took this happening for him to realize all this. Most people don't. One thing you'll learn about addicts and alcoholics is it takes rock bottom for them to want to change. And this was this guy's rock bottom. And it costed the life of another family that had absolutely nothing to do with this. And that's the real tragedy in this all.
With no friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this kind of needed to happen because the last time we were...
No, okay, I disagree with that. I mean, again, no, I don't think they told him this guy was dead yet, though. But a lot of addicts will tell themselves things like this. This needed to happen for me to get my shit. No. Someone shouldn't have needed to die for you to get your life together. I didn't need someone to die for me to get my life together. Thank God.
Yeah.
Because that's just like a necessary level of rock bottom that you need to get to.
And it's selfish.
Sounds
Nobody
like-
else needs to get hurt for you to figure out that you have to get your shit in order.
Good call, E-Shift. Sounds like jailhouse group therapy talk, though. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this is something a therapist said to him, and he just saying it back. But I don't think he disagrees with it. But he probably knew this for a lot longer and he's just finally telling him. But that's a good catch, E-Shift.
We talked was when I got my first DWI.
Yeah.
And I think it's ironic. The only thing that I want is for that guy that I've hit to make it through.
As he continues sharing with his sister, Nick reveals the plans for his own future.
There were so many thousands of people demanding that I got a gift, and they couldn't figure out where it came from, whether it was a brain injury or like somebody's looking over me. And I think all of this needed to happen. And like, I have an idea of what I want to do when I get out. Like maybe to make a YouTube, but I wanted to make tents and sell them because I kind of got into sewing. But like, just to travel with that message too, like just have like, free coffee and be like, hey, if you don't buy anything, I've been lonely for a long time and I admit it, and it would be good to just have coffee with somebody But if you want to buy my stuff, that's cool too.
You're a multifaceted person. I can't see you staying in one niche. Like Gemini,
Well, then help me
many.
make it, and then be a part of the channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not?
I don't know if that's a good idea for her.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. And I think the first video I should make is like about this.
I don't think that people are going to take that very well, especially if you got a lot of views from it. Yeah, Andrew Cross died. Yeah. I don't think you're gonna. I don't think that would be the case. I think you'd have to make videos, go through your lashings of just getting absolutely destroyed in the comments for a very long time until you finally made a video talking about it. Starting off with it though seems like you're grifting off of the loss of the guy. And I know he's having this private conversation with his sister, but the way that this video sold it made it sound like he was like doing an interview with a news station or something. So I will say Iwu doing a little bit of shady shit there to start people off rage baiting them.
But while Nick dreams of a future in the spotlight, Andrew continues to decline. On March 2nd, 1 month following the crash, Andrew's sister announces the family's difficult decision to remove him from life support, following multiple strokes affecting important parts of his brain. She writes, "We know that a life dependent on machines is not what Andrew wants."
It had to be exactly this way. It had to be a guy that you would have loved. You know, like, if it had just been some schmuck, like, maybe this wouldn't have hit so heavy, but, like, he's a good dude, man. Like,
dude, I was in court, and, like, when they didn't know if he was going to make it or not, and they said, like, his wife, like, we left her voicemails, and we might need to push this. I'm trying not to go there, but, like, we might need to push this to a manslaughter. I've cried all through court, dude.
On March 4th, 2025, 36-year-old Andrew Martin Cross passed away in the company of his wife, family, and friends. Before his death, Andrew's best friend and dad tirelessly dug through the wreckage of Andrew's car to find his camera, in the hopes of salvaging his footage.
Right? God, can you imagine having to do that? I couldn't imagine. No, they're not twins. Although, ironically enough, the mother watched Andrew's videos and said that it reminded him a lot of his son, and that's the one who ended up killing him.
He's got a camera that's on a pole that he does a lot of filming with.
Yeah.
And
wait a minute here.
He uses that one.
Yeah, he uses that.
Do you know what it looks like?
Yeah, it looks like your body cam. Kind of.
On a stick?
On a stick.
Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing is we found in that van earlier, and I wonder if when they were scooping things, if they threw it in there.
Probably. Oh, yeah.
So wait, just a minute. Let me go over there. Let me see. They're missing a 3D camera, and they're describing it as that one that we saw here, John. That 3D one?
Definitely possible that it ended up in the van from how hard those things hit. Definitely possible that it flew out of his car and into the van through the impact of the accident.
Cool.
I think I got it, John. Wow. Yeah.
Is that his?
That's awesome. Yeah, that's his.
Wow. Heck yeah. That's great. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Miraculously, the equipment was still functioning enough to download the footage. Evelyn uploaded the final adventure of her husband to his YouTube channel in October of 2025.
Nothing but shenanigans, my friends. I'm glad you were with me. I could feel your presence.
As Nick faces upgraded charges in the wake of Andrew's death, he recalls a near-death experience in which he was given an unexpected warning.
Like, I was at peace, but, like, Grandma was trying to explain to me, like, you can't leave a debt unfulfilled, especially when you take somebody's life. Once I pay the price for my crime, which is Andrew, in a court of law, I don't owe any. I'm not a sinner. I didn't. You know, it's like when you do crimes against people and you run away from it. That's when you're a sinner. That's when you're a liar. That's when you're a manipulator. But if you get punished here on earth, then it's settled.
On October 8th,
I mean, I think that he's probably just telling himself things to make himself feel better. But again, you know, this could have easily been me. I'm just lucky enough that it didn't happen to me. But I couldn't imagine. I mean, I'd probably be telling myself everything I needed to say to feel better. And say it out loud probably make me feel even better. But
2025, Ragnar Nicholas Crystal pleaded guilty to vehicular homicide while driving under the influence as part of a plea agreement. In December of 2025, he was sentenced to 10 years in the Colorado Department of Corrections, followed by 3 years of parole. If you'd like to see select...
oh, man. That was a gripping one, dude. I wasn't expecting to get so into it. It does sound a bit subjective. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be able to hate on this guy, and rightfully so. He took a very beloved person. This is just 2 stories of a man that had everything coming into contact with a man who had nothing. And unfortunately, the universe intertwined these 2 souls, and the man who had nothing killed the man who had everything. And now the man who has nothing, like, has even less. Or at least the man who thought he had nothing. I'm dozing off. Thank you, Kaylee. Go ahead, pal.
I mean, he has a lot more than what Andrew has. I just don't see this as a bad out.
He does
I can
now.
understand.
He does now.
Yeah, the 10 years is crazy. I thought he would be getting much longer.
Yeah, I would have expected 20 years or something.
But
he could get out early too on good behavior.
Yeah, and then he gets to have another shot at life.
Yep.
You know?
If I were him, I would be doing everything I could to make that guy's death like mean something. That's just me. Now, if this guy gets out and goes right back to drinking, I mean, we won't know until he's out. But if this guy gets out and goes right back to, then we'll know everything we need to know about him. But you know, this could end up having some type of happy ending. I don't know the family's not going to feel it, but I don't think there's a happy ending here. I think there's just lessons learned in the most painful way possible.
Yeah, and I think that's the real tragedy behind all these crimes. And as much as they're little snapshots into somebody else's world and things like that, and that makes them highly compelling. Emily Baker mentions it a lot in her content. Because due to her experience as a prosecutor, she got to see a lot of the impact that these crimes have on the victim's families. And she says, what you try to be as cognizant of as you can while you're putting criminals behind bars, you kind of tend to forget that the victims or the people that were impacted by this crime are often overlooked until the end of a trial. And it's a big focus on the defendant. And that can make them feel really disengaged from like what actually like is happening, you know, in order for justice to play out. But she said it doesn't really matter if you get a good conviction or a bad conviction during a trial because the outcome is still the same. The family still has to heal, and justice is only a small part of that process. It doesn't it's not like a fix-all, you know. If this guy were to get 20 years or 10 years, the outcome's the same for the family.
This is just one of them stories that sucks no matter what. You know, it's just the only way.
10 years is a long time to figure it out.
The only way to get any kind of happy ending out of this is for both of them to live. You know, I want to go through some of these comments because I'm curious. What I want to see if like my how I think is like coming through in some of these comments. So it's the first one is from Nuke Bird, says tragic how it's never the drunk driver who dies. That's fair point. It rarely ever is because the drunk driver typically is body's so loose and that they don't break things is where someone sober's body's working the way it's supposed to and can't and doesn't take the impact the same way. But it's very true. When someone gets hit by a drunk driver, 9 times out of 10, it's the drunk driver that lives. It's almost like if you get into an accident, your best move is to just go ragdoll, loosen up.
Well, that's not what that's not like your instinct,
No,
you
yeah,
know?
your instinct's to tense up and hang on for dear life. And that's usually what breaks your bones and shit. This one says Deepo Cha, his sister is instantly one of the most insufferable people. I don't think that's very fair to say to his sister. First off, she's talking to her brother on what she thinks is a private call. You're a Gemini, then giggles. I was like, she can't be serious right now. For real, like, what's that supposed to even mean? His sister's just trying her best to just try to, see, this is how people are just so fucking disingenuous online. Honestly, talking about astrology over the age of 40 is cringe as fuck.
You know what? I just talked about astrology with a friend like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I don't understand why people feel like so entitled to tell people how they're supposed to live. His sister didn't kill anybody. Why is she taking the shots? Because she tried to cheer up her brother who's like going through hell on earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
While also talking about Jesus, I hope everyone sees the irony of all this. That person's clearly not a fan of Christians. Seriously, what was she even talking about? Saying God crashed, but you both? No, girl, your brother hit an innocent man because he's a drunk and high on drugs and decided to still drive. His actions are his own free will, not dictated by anybody. I mean, that's fair, but I don't think that that's fair to hold against the sister. She's pathetic. I mean, I hate people online, dude. I understand people are upset.
People really don't like his sister. Like, okay. I think that comes from, like, remember, like, part of this sort of moral grandstanding. She's evil because she's trying to cheer her brother up.
Yeah, how dare she try to cheer her brother up? Like,
yeah. Although I wish that maybe Nick had a little bit more
remorse,
empathy, or remorse towards, like he didn't lie as much. I really wish he wouldn't lie. But I did feel like he genuinely felt bad. I do think that. I do think he's looking at this, like you said, every day and being like, oh, I hope that was just a dream. No, it's real.
I didn't like the sister either. I can understand why you guys don't like the sister, but like you have to understand the sister's not doing this on a public live stream. Like now it is, but she was just talking to her brother privately. But we're not engaged. We're not digesting it that way. Kind of felt like it was feeding into his delusions. She's just trying to encourage him. Really, just don't give up. Like, that's who she grew up with, her brother. She didn't grow up with Andrew. Of course, she probably feels bad for him. But, like, I don't know. There's some of these comments saying she's pathetic. At first, I thought she was Ruby Frankie. That's fucked up thing to say. Enough on the sister. Maybe she didn't know the whole story at that point. Yeah, she's only knows what he's telling her. Emergency shots of booze in the glove box in case of an accident is probably the dumbest alcoholic lie there is. Yeah, fair. His sister.
Yeah, I think that's a fair one.
Yeah, his sister actually said that it wouldn't have been so bad if it was not somebody cool. That was a bad quote by her. But again, she's just trying to look at the positives. Like, she's probably a glass half full kind of girl. Doesn't make her evil. This guy and his sister are the type of people who hide their zombie bite in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh my god, come on.
That's going too far. Although that's a great. I gotta like that one.
It's a good comment.
That's a great comment. Him wanting to start a YouTube after murdering a well-known YouTuber told me enough. Yeah, but I do think that Iwu kind of put that in there a little clickbaity. I don't know if it was me, I would have been like, you have to take responsibility and not lie. There's two ways of looking at this. You look at this as Andrew being your brother, in which case you rage the fuck out. Or you look at this as Nick being your brother. I think I naturally, as somebody who's been through addiction, I think I naturally empathize with Nick. That doesn't mean I don't feel bad for Andrew. My heart actually breaks for him and his family. Absolutely. especially being someone who's, you know, doing YouTube now and feeling like this is helping me cope with so many things. A lot of people that go on to become YouTubers, including Small Brained American, who is somebody who I've told Falk to check out, was somebody who struggled with drugs, got his life clean enough that he decided to turn into a YouTube career. And he said he did a whole little, he does this Small Brained podcast thing that he does. And he said, I'm going to do a whole thing talking to you about how to become a YouTuber. First, have no direction in life. Secondly, get hooked on drugs and drinking. And then have no real prospects to want to go get a real job. It's like, then fire up a YouTube camera, start filming. That's it. That's how you become a YouTuber. And I was like, based. He's pretty right, though. I mean, honestly, because I have a full-time job and all, but like where I get my meaning from life through sitting here and talking with you guys and just hanging out and making videos. Like, I love doing it. It makes me feel, it gives me that piece of fulfillment that you can't get just from being a mom or a dad. Like, it gives you that little sense of purpose that everybody wishes they, most of us have it in one way or another. Like, Rajir likes building things and learning programs. Blue Jay likes finding out a lot about the different things that goes on online. EG is, Carla's is just making sure that I remember that I'm a bottom all the time. Like, everybody has their different things.
A very important rule.
Very important rule, yeah. Someone's got to keep me on track. For, like, yeah, this guy died, and yeah, we're talking about the addiction, but like, let's remember that EG's full-time job is bottoming. Like, we cannot forget that. It's so important. I'm surprised that they didn't use that in the clip. I was waiting for someone to clip a video and be like, EG lately bottoms? Like, what's this? Claims to be gay? Like,
yeah.
His chat mogs him by calling. Like, I was just waiting for someone to use that clip. His sister saying if the victim had been some schmuck, it wouldn't have meant anything. Come on, lady. Like, I agree that was really bad for her to say. Not a very good thing. But she was saying this was the dude. Like, she was trying to compliment the guy while also dismissing, like, if it was some rando. But, like, yeah, not a great thing. That's probably where the sister fucked up. But again, she thought she was talking to her brother on a private line. Never in a million years did she think this was going to end up on a YouTube channel that gets millions of views. The sister saying, God crashed both of you. It's infuriating. Wow, you just killed someone. You're such a Gemini. What an actual fuck is wrong with this? Wow, so many people are hating on this sister. He's a true narcissist. Everything was about him. Fair. I think that's our self-preservation, though, kicking in. Emergency shooters in the glove box. Insane. Yeah, we can agree there. Killing someone and saying you feel like this happened to help you fix your life is so horrible. Yeah, agreed. This murderer. Well, you know what the difference, though, is, right? The difference between someone who fixes their life without killing someone and someone who fixes their life after they kill someone it's nothing. It's the same. It's just that one person had something horrific happen to them that triggered it, and the other person made the decision. That doesn't get me wrong. This should be a lesson to anybody out there that's an addict or an alcoholic that's struggling out there that gets behind the wheel, that this could be them in a matter of seconds. It's just nobody ever thinks that shit's going to happen to them.
Do you think that it would be helpful to show more, like, some videos and stuff like this in training drivers ed classes,
I think that they should show them in fucking rehab.
Yeah.
I think that this would be a very powerful thing to show in rehabs. Because if that ain't going to fucking get you to fix your shit, nothing will.
Yeah.
But again, I do think that us as humans have this idea that this ain't going to happen to me. Even guys that come back from war, like World War II guys, always said, nah, like, well, you're thinking death is going to happen to the other guy. It's not going to happen to me. And that's come from guys that watched all their friends die around them. They had that same feeling too. This is probably what needed to happen. What a guy needed to die for you to stop drinking. Unbelievable. My rage kept building the more he said, I think this needed to happen. At the time, this guy was alive, okay? So I do think that these people are just kind of cherry picking certain things. Again, I'm not defending this guy. I'm just simply saying you have to take into consideration when he's saying this stuff for it to see why he would say it. I don't think that I mean, who knows though? Who knows? I'm just trying to give this guy the benefit of the fucking doubt. Because I've seen a lot of these videos where people just are the absolute worst after they do something horrible. And I don't know. This seemed like one that the guy truly seemed like he was really fucking terrified and scared that he, and seemed like he somewhat cared about the guy that he hit.
Yeah.
I hope Andrew's family sues Nick so he can't make money off of this incident. No YouTube, no books, no news. I would say that would be fair. That like if this guy wants to go make a YouTube, all the money from anything he ever makes should go to Nick's family. I don't see what's wrong with that.
Wasn't there a court order with the Casey Anthony case?
I know there
Like
was
where she couldn't.
I know there was one where like if any money, I forget what it was though. There was one where any money that someone made online had to go to like
Like they couldn't profit themselves. It had to go to a charity or something.
yeah. I can't remember exactly, but I feel like I remember us talking about that at one point. Killing someone by DUI should be the same charge as murder. You killed someone with a weapon whilst drunk, 10 years is nothing. I disagree. I mean, it's just as tragic, and yeah, they're responsible, but intended murder, it's not the same as someone who accidentally kills someone. It's not even close. Like, I don't think that Nick should be treated the same way that those guys that dressed up as UPS guys went in and executed all those people in that house. I just don't see it as the same way. I understand people are mad, though. Like, it makes a perfect sense that all these people are fucking angry. I get it.
I mean, think back to the numbers that Daniel's crew said for just this past week with her son, right?
Yep.
What was it? Something like 10 DUIs and 5 crashes?
Yeah, and I bet you half of these people saying this have also driven drunk at one point in their life. You know what the difference is? They didn't hit someone.
Right. They didn't get caught.
Yeah. And I don't even think it was the booze that did it. It was the drugs. Like, I really am going to, like, if I was a betting man, I would say that the drugs, the fentanyl in his system is what led to him hitting this guy, not the booze. Incidents like this piss me off. My mother was hit in a similar way years back when I was a kid. She was at a full stop red light at an intersection. She was suddenly hit by a speeding car. I was so glad the crash wasn't as horrendous as this one. Mom survived. No permanent life-altering injuries. The reckless driver who hit mom was a drunk woman. I can understand that. Like if people, especially people who've been affected by this, absolutely have more of a right to be upset than but again, and I guarantee, like, if I knew, I'm going to post this on EG Lately Live and watch. There's going to be so many people who just fucking rage at me thinking I'm defending this guy, when in reality, I'm just simply saying you guys are just blindly ignoring context to when these things were said. I'm not, Nick absolutely should be held responsible. Nobody's going to get to this point in the video to even hear me say this part, but this guy absolutely should be held accountable. This guy absolutely got lucky by only getting 10 years. He should at least have 20. A life for a decade for a lifetime is not an equal exchange, in my opinion, regardless. But again, the law is a law for a reason. Intention in murder does play a role, which is why whenever you see a murderer being interrogated, the first thing they do is try to convince the person to tell them that they planned it, so that they get a first-degree murder charge. So I again, I don't think that's the same. Most people, I would dare say 80% of human beings on this planet at one time or another have gotten behind the wheel of a car after drinking.
Hell, I had one so bad one time because we were partying like all weekend. And we were day drinking and everything was crazy. And then there was a day, like one morning where like halfway through my commute to work, because I was super hungover, I was like, I don't think I should be driving right now. Like I was so drunk that I was still drunk in the morning when I woke up. Like it was bad.
Absolutely.
So
Good idea, Blue Jay. I should put it as the hook for the video, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, what's he say that I'm gonna fucking hate this guy for?" But I think that's good. I think that's good for now as to reading some of the comments. But I mean, the best comment was clearly the one where these people would hide a zombie bite in the apocalypse. That was absolutely probably true. Absolutely true. Anyway, though, guys, thank you guys for being here tonight. I know that, you know, some weird shit's happening on the channel right now as far as like being who knows, man? Maybe more people will pick it up and call me an idiot for my debate. Like, it wasn't like I'm not a debate bro, so I'm just ending it with this. But I still feel 100% confident in the shit that I said to Parry. I wouldn't have changed a thing. Maybe I wouldn't have let Parry like drag me around to all these stupid fucking points that he was making that had nothing to do with the debate itself. But other than that, you know, you live and you learn. I wasn't on debate team. We should raid K-Huck. She's been having a rough week, so let's give her some love and distraction. I think that's fair. When's K-Huck going to raid me? I know she doesn't raid me because I'm always on before her, but it'd just be nice. But she was here during the debate, so I know that Nerdy John sent me a message like of support, so that was cool of him. I told Nerdy John we'll have to get him back on the podcast. I guess this is a podcast at this point. I do think that Nerdy John's a cool dude. A lot of cool people I've met through people. I don't know though. I guess we'll see how K-Huck feels if I raid her after Moron Moreau is just sitting here calling me a retard for 20 minutes. Maybe she'll be like, she'll either be happy that I did it because I'm like being shared on X, or she's gonna be like, oh no, should I distance myself from EG because the commentary community thinks he's a tard. Well, I don't think I'm a tard though, personally.
Me too, Daniel. We've both been well behaved.
You guys have been. When are you gonna stream long enough to when she's ending stream? She goes until like midnight, doesn't she? Or like 1 a.m. sometimes. I wake up too early for that. I could do it on Fridays, probably. I could do it on Fridays. But what did I say in the business? All promotion is good promotion, which not true, because look at Parry. So many people hate him now. 500,000 to be exact. They're laughing at him and wanting to see the worst things happen to him. So, plus Parry deserved it. I mean, you can't just go and sit and lash out into the void and attack every creator and call them all retarded without eventually getting some of that karma back on your own. And I was glad that Brandon gave it to him personally. I like Brandon Buckingham. I don't care if that makes me a fan or whatever. It's exactly why I stuck up for him, because I think he's a man of good character. I think that I feel like he would be a nice guy if you like met him in real life. I feel like that he'd be a fun time to hang out with. I've known many men like Brandon Buckingham in my life, and they've all been very down to earth, cool people. I've also known a lot of people like Parry in this world, and usually they all fucking suck. So it's definitely who you gonna side with? The guy who the guy who you feel like is gonna be chill, or the guy that you know is probably gonna fucking suck to be around? What's up, Cowboys fan? Good to see you back, man. Good to see you back. You always come back though, right as we're about to end. But you know, good times had by all, I'd say. This is a game. At the end of the day, you know, just keep that in mind. This is just playtime for us on here. So I'm trying to hurry up and change this for the raid. The raid. What was that? Was that me? Was that phallic? Sometimes this thing makes like weird fucking sounds to Discord. Boop, boop, boop. No, those are my videos. Although, if I was smart, I would start redirecting y'all to some of my videos. If I'm not rating anybody. The Salvo Show and Edwin. Oh, she's doing a retrospective on the Salvo? On Salvo pancakes? That guy's fucking unhinged, dude. Salvo's a wild. He makes me laugh, though, I will say. He cracks me up, but he's I can't tell if he's like an edgelord or if he's just like really just this wild, strange guy online who just does like weird shit. It's always fun to wonder and play that game. So anyway, guys, we're gonna end things here. I'm gonna send you over to K-Huck. Go say hi to her. EG, can you please raid your bottom partner? I'm gonna do that after. Okay, I don't get to see her until weekends. That's my bottom partner. I lost my nephew in a car accident. He was speeding, crashed down the bridge, and wasn't wearing a seatbelt. If he was wearing a seatbelt, he would have lived. Seatbelts do save lives. I know it sucks too because Andrew was wearing a seatbelt and it didn't save him. But that's just because of how violent the crash was. Seatbelt's not like a end all be all save thing. But I'm so sorry to hear that, Daniel's crew. But with that said, guys, I'm going to send you over to K-Huck. I will see y'all on Friday night. I guess Friday night we'll continue playing Resident Evil The Village. Maybe we'll do some other stuff too. Who knows? Who knows? And in the meantime, peace out.